How you doing tonight?
You bring me in like that, you know I'm feeling great, and I feel like I'm on fire because all of these competitors out here understand there's only one spot on the dot for the qualification coming through. Canada East has provided a lot of great Street Fighter V action, even leading up to this, even before the Warrior events. Shout out to Digital Havoc, aka it's Cindy, and coming through, giving us some great Street Fighter V action. It felt like every other week throughout the pandemic, but it's led to this. It's led to this finale right here, the last year of Street Fighter V for the finals. We're going to see tonight who is going to qualify and represent their region and the East. We've got a hot bracket right here. A lot of people that you've seen in other
Oh yeah.
brackets been doing a lot of work, up in NLBCs and stuff like that. We have Flux and Del's on fire for the first match like that. Brutus and Mesocrats, Jomi Rogan, and Will Intentions. Those round out your top 8 terrifying opponents out here. So make sure that y'all keep it locked and loaded out here. Let the people know what's going on. Tweet it out. Let your grandma know, your moms know that we got the flow out here in terms of the best action Street Fighter 5 you gonna see all damn day.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a grueling 6 months, but all these players have fought it out to place in the top 8 spots. And as Sankola said, this is a chance to place in the Capcom Cup, which that's a big deal. This is your time to shine if you are on Canada East. Everybody else has been qualifying, and so can they as we see these matches coming in. But first, they got to make it to that first place spot. Who do we have up on deck, Sankola?
Reiterating, Flux versus Dells on Fire. Flux, been seeing this cat for years upon years. When Street Fighter V had just started, I forgot the show that he was on or the whatever web thing it was on. But I remember this cat like having like a stack of papers, always being studious, and people were like, "Oh, he's like a really serious business out here." But look at what it's led to. Being possibly about to qualify. Who stands in his way is a fire that cannot be stopped. Dell's on fire, aka the one that will not DP. All about the back heavy kicks. Let's see if we can get it. First match of the day, Canada East.
He's gonna show us why the back heavy kick comes into play here. It's one of his favorite anti-airs. We don't always go for optimal, we go for the style points here, but is the style gonna carry him through the match to face off against Flux? As you said, top competitor in the scene, placed in multiple top 8s and won multiple brackets across the board, but still got a heavy stack to beat against Delzon. Already playing the zoning game. It's a zone for zone here, but EX gonna bring in things in close and personal with the throw.
I like these fierces outside that right range. Now gets the activation on block, going to make him drop. Finds a conversion. This is real unfortunate. Man, this is cooking up in the corner. That throw would have did the duty. No anti-air. The crouching medium punch probably wouldn't have reached. And now it's Dells on Fire's turn to party. Don't press a damn button. I got that activation. If you get hit with that parry, it's going to be scary.
Yeah, but you gotta worry about the Molotov here, but out of range now, totally negates. It doesn't have to worry about the health melt, but you do gotta worry about the throw as first round takes it for Flux.
And oh man, I think he wanted to go for the dash and throw. Wasn't able to get it though. Dells on fire though. Don't get it twisted. Even though I make fun of the fact that my man ain't answering with the DP, he lulls you in the sense of insecurity. Like, oh bro, I can just finish this dude. He don't know how to play Street Fighter 5, but he's actually super smart in the parry. Oh my god, deleting that EX off the table. That's what I'm talking about. The matchup knowledge is definitely there.
Absolutely, but we're gonna play the zoning game here. Poison really excels at that larger range, and that's kind of where Ryu can struggle. And we're seeing that come into play. Stuck in the corner now. Gonna have to eat the throw a second time. First match goes to Flux Waves. And for those who don't know in the chat, this is first to 3. So all the way through the bracket. So you got a little bit of wiggle room here. But you still got 2 more wins to go for Flux Waves.
Yeah, there's a little bit of wiggle room, but I do like the corner pressure that comes through from Flux. He's been eating up this man's up inside the corner. I do like the parry though in some of these sequences that do have the gaps to ride it back, but parry and the medium punch needs a lot more on the table. Let's see what happens here. And when Flux gets bar, it's going to be more difficult to lay on the zoning pressure that Dells on Fire wants to do. The X kick could come through against that fireball pressure.
No, absolutely right here. You have to maintain that sort of closer range. Poison, she does okay, but she does have to eat a lot of the pressure, and Delzon definitely can put the pressure on, but he's got to land that first hit there. Ooh, okay, it's a counter.
No activation of the sweep.
Uh-oh. Got the cartwheel coming in, but the sweep finally finds its mark. Misses the overhead here, but still maintaining the pressure. Poison's got to hold their defense. Is not enough.
Back rise. Woo! Heavy kick right there. Not going to go for the DP. Gonna drop him down. Would have loved to have a crush. You know what? If you would have got a crush, that would have been fantastic, to be honest. I don't think that was the worst option. But here, all the crouch fears, activation, he's cooking. He's searing. And Flux Wave steals it away with the fierce in play. He's been utilizing that button at a fantastic range. We haven't seen it whip punish too consistently. And Flux about to go up to, oh my God. Okay, Rush, you were right. That does anti-air at damn near every area code.
From East Coast to West Coast, but hey, this is the best coast right here, the East Coast with Canada East, and we're stuck on the East Coast right now. It's stuck on the east side of the map. Oh, this pressure, but look at Dells, finally finds his opportunity out, but for how long he gets the activation.
Ooh. This is the anti for the up kick. Fire's got him in the corner. They'll put that pressure on, but you gotta watch out for that activation. That crouch meter kick or just the counter hit combo. There you go. Flux up 2.
Look at all the meter too that was sitting on Delta's side. It's really unfortunate because he could have utilized that as an opportunity to open up a little bit more of that pressure against Poison again. She really has to have good defense since her mid-range is mediocre, and Delzon could take advantage of that. But we're gonna have to see if he can turn things around as we get into potentially the last match of the last round of our first match.
I'm wondering if the EX bar can be utilized for like EX Fireball to switch up kind of the pace and place that way he wants to play at. A good EX Fireball would be like to catch Flux off guard and allow him to do more of the zoning pressure when there's EX bar on the side of Flux, because we can see Flux do the flip kick right through. But right now, Flux is content just to walk back like that and just walk out the fireballs and block him out. The trades are good too.
Absolutely. It works out in his favor, really. And you don't have to jump in right away. You've got plenty of time on the clock there, but utilizing some of that further range with the whip, kind of trying to negate some of the fireball and find opportunity to open them up. But talk about opening things up with the jump in.
The tip of the toes. Flux does have V-bar at the bottom, looking for the activation. Would be fantastic. Bell's on fire too. Could use it for the extension. Actually, might be able to find the finish too. Sitting on a ton of bar. Ryu can dump out the damage. Oh, falls. The feature again. V-shift goes for the break. He's in the cook the sear again.
A lot of great life building up here. Finds the opening here with the jump in. Ends things out. I think this is the first round that Delzon's been able to put on the board. Can he keep the momentum going?
To even keep it flowing. That jump in, actually I should say, there's been a couple of jump ins that have been really great for the side of Dells on fire outside that distance. When Flux commits to the grounded approach, he's getting smoked for it. Here's the walk up throw, the melee rock up and down the block.
We're back into the mid range here. Gets hit with the low, but nothing crazy to go. Oh.
Sit down.
Put that in a museum.
Picasso. The work of art. Side switch for the light kick. I love that button, but I also like Flux landing this EX and putting Dells on fire in a bad position right here. And, oh, the whip punch against the sweep. Here's the crush.
Right, mixes it up with the throw here, but oh no! Okay, no conversion off of that here, but one hit do wave if you're Delzon. Throw certainly closes out the round. This puts Flux at match point.
He is doing a good job of controlling a man like Dells on fire. Every time I fight fire, bro, it's so difficult to deal with what he wants to do. You can't read what he wants to do. My man be doing wild things up in the neutral, but Flux is deterring that from happening. The sweeps, the jump ins, and things like that, he has kept him at this long range game. Fierce in the EX. B shifts away from danger. You're a stranger.
Yep, and plenty of life lead at that utilizes the EX heart rate to pull him in up close and personal for that second grab now, but he's got to be able to maintain this pressure.
That +1. Continuously put him in that mix. Dells on fire outside the distance. Gotta do something with that EX bar. I'm curious to see if he's gonna utilize that for the EX fireball to switch up the zoning and not get hit with these trades. However, Flux, content to take these trades. He's got more than enough health to manage the transaction.
Yeah, but look at meter on Delzon's side. He's got to find an opportunity to use it. There's the activation point here. Goes in with the side switch to a throw. Oh no!
Oh, he's too far out. The super, it should hit, and that'll do it. Flux getting hit with fires. Super fireball, the critical art. Now that is Picasso.
Love to see it. You also love to see more Street Fighter action as we finally get one on the board here for Delzon, not looking to go down without a fight and looking to put a fight up for Flux Waves. I love the utilization. Holding on to that meter that really worked out in his favor because of the punish. Oh, it's beautiful. It was so, it was spicy.
Definitely a lucky break. If that EX would have hit, it would have been it, you know. But my man flipped out
absolutely.
and immediately mashed that super. He's like, I'm gonna leave with something. I'm gonna leave with something. More of the forward throws coming through from Flux.
Oh no, the stun. All right, not gonna have enough here. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I am. I forget.
This is poison. This is poison.
Yeah, that's right.
Toxicity, toxicity. You see, Flux. Now it's that point and a little bit stronger, but again, got to worry about that bar situation. I want to see more from Delzon Fire. How to utilize that EX bar. It's a character like poison.
I mean, we saw it work out in his favor last round, but is he going to be able to maintain that same, quick reaction with the super? Has plenty of meter this time. There's the activation.
Ooh!
Super. Oh!
Didn't hit. So you want to see something with that bar? Bet.
Yeah. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Commentators first.
Yo, the +1, he still gets a jab. Delzon Fire not worried about anything. Plus, negative, frames are just a construct. However, Flux, so is one hit away. The EX in play. The mix trying to find an opening up the crouch. We need to kick for the shimmy. The light, that's a stimmy. 3-1, taking down Fire and putting him in the losers. The first winner of the day is Flux Wave.
Yeah, gonna be moving on into winners semifinals here. Delzon gonna be moving on down, but not down and out for the count, just down on loser's side of things. And what a way to start off the day with our first match at that. I love to see some Delzon action because it's always, you never know what you're gonna get. You know, it's like it's a surprise every time, right?
Yeah, it's always a surprise. Every time I run into him in rank, he's always doing something different with it. But Flux's tendencies to stop that surprise from happening, because I don't like surprise party. I like to know ahead of time. I like to plan that ahead of time. And what I'll plan to do is talk about what had happened in that match. We're gonna look at the replays real quick here and see the Fire getting snuffed out by the likes of Flux. Man, oh man, was he keeping it locked down with the damage on the deck with this character, keeping that corner pressure long and strong with those throws. So strong. I mean, that's her strike throw is really great because her throw range is real nasty. I don't even know why she has it, considering all the other tools that she has. The Fire did fight back, had some great moments. I'm sure we're gonna see that super flip out happen. There it is. A medium mash. I would have did it too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. This is really the shining moment there for Delzon that turned the tides and, gave him another round to kind of go through with, but just not enough to close it out as Flux ready on deck got the normals down low and sending Delzon down low into losers.
Not where you want to be, but only one can win in the end between all these competitors. Obviously, there's only one seat that comes through from the Canada East. It's so difficult to think about, though, because you have some of these players that do play each other a lot. So there's going to be layers upon layers already because they play each other in Digital Havoc, NLBC, any of the East Coast tournaments like CASA and stuff like that. So they are going to have kind of a read on each other. So you have to bring something different with it. And Flux, I love how strong he's been. I haven't really seen him play in a bit. If I'm mistaken, I might be mistaken, but I haven't seen him play as consistently as he was before the pandemic. So good to see him out here in the top 8 spots, besides obviously the Warrior event. So good stuff to him. Moving on to the bracket. Who do we have next up on the board?
I think we got something real special. I'm really excited for this one because there's been some talk on the Twitter coming from one of these players here. Brutus versus Misocrats. Now, we've got the big boy, well, I guess small boy, Big Churn, versus the Zeku Specialist. And I'm a big fan of Miso. Miso is played multiple games, but extremely character loyal to Zeku. And has played Zeku since probably the dawn of time. Or at least since he's came out in Street Fighter 5.
And that's rare, right? Because there's not that many Zeku players that have especially when the character dropped and they were okay, and then they got buffed. Even the likes of Angry Bird have gone to other characters to be a little bit more stable to bring the matchup. Mizo has stuck with this character, believes in this character, and I like that sort of energy. When you believe in your character, that just makes you stronger.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at Indie Walker. My man said my character don't lose to anyone but like 1 or 2 characters, and I'm like, nah, I think it's just you kind of cooking people. But I like that energy. I like that energy. We've seen her play. I've seen her train with doing things like that. I've seen her train this character year after year, and I think overall in the matchup, Zeku does a fantastic job. I think this is one of those matchups where Zeku clearly does a really good job against the Abigail. But Brutus, you know, my man, after we saw him, we saw it. He won against Joe Umirogi. He won against Luke. Geef did good against Luke, bro. The Geef players are crying in the Discord because they know that if there ever comes a patch, they're going to have to nerf that character again because of Brutus, because of that win. Let's see if we get that win against the likes of Miso.
Yeah, it's definitely going to prove to be a little bit difficult with Abigail or with Bruce's other main, the Zangief, right? Both kind of can struggle at that further range. I think Abigail does a little bit better, especially because he has that high damage potential. But, you know, we gotta see, right? Brutus can cook, but so can Miso with the Zeku. And Zeku able to, you know, with the young play that close range and pressure. And then with the old, definitely able to be strong at that further range too. So you got a lot of cards in your deck there if you're Zeku.
Yeah, I think both forms do really well. Usually it's one of the forms that does better in a matchup. Young does really well.
Yeah.
I think you can just run Young and be fine. Hazanto actually can clip, jump, heavy kick at most ranges. You know, the pressure that Young puts on is going to be really nasty. Strike those going to be really nasty for that character up in the corner. And then Old does a good job with zoning. Like zoning for Old is fantastic. You have the animal party that comes out too as well to build up V-bar with the quickness. Not much Abigail can do unless he gets close enough with the sweeps. But again, Abigail's still strong. Once he gets in, he can really get in and start the party. He just has to find those right moments. And it's kind of hard to try to anti the likes of Zeku. You know, crouch fears, 4 fears predictive with it. So we'll see who's going to take it. You know, what's on paper doesn't always happen in what's on the match. So we'll have to see who's going to take it. I see people talking about Miso being the best Zeku in the US. So I would say her and Low are even. I can see an argument. You said NA? Okay, NA.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree with that. She's up there as far as one of the best, if not the best, Zeku players. And we might get to see that today as she fights for a chance for that #1 spot and a chance to face off into a Capcom Cup, which is coming up soon.
Yeah, that is definitely coming up soon. That is going to be February the 12th, the 13th, whatever weekend that is. It's going to be a week-long action of Capcom beautifulness. So make sure y'all come through, get your tickets and all that good stuff. I'll be out there. I hope to see all of y'all out there as well. It's gonna be a treat. It's gonna be a treat. I know everyone's like, oh, it's a week long, but like because they have so many players coming through and they want to have all the group stages, make it fair for everybody, plus the league play, plus 2 LCQ days, like that's gonna be a lot of action that you have to spread out and can't cram into one day. So if you're going out there anyway, like you're going out there to win, right? You're going out there to get that W. Like you gotta have that energy, like I'm out there because I'm gonna get that win.
Absolutely. But we're out here to get the win today for the CPT World Warrior Canada East Coast, Beast Coast, baby.
All these players, there was a tweet from Brutus, and this is why like some people might be rooting for Brutus, and I like the fact that Brutus is the energy. Y'all are going wild up in the chat. Hold up now. Secondly, I just want to say like Brutus, he pointed out the fact that you want to be more competitive, I guess, in Street Fighter 6. But I like him seeing him out here is a lot to showcase what Canada East can do. We've already seen what they can do in other tournaments, and I think that this region gets glossed over a little bit too much. So shout out to the World Warrior events for showing out how strong these players are and reminding them too if they've forgotten. But let's get through it. Flex, it's time to party. Oh, he's going with the geek off the grip.
Oh, ooh, you love to see it. I'm hype.
Okay. The worst character in the game, bro. The worst character in the game. The geek players will tell you, but they might be right though. They might be right.
I don't know. Brutus be making him look pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie, but already utilizing the armor off the bat here, negate the Kokus, but you gotta worry. Oh, yeah, because you gotta worry about the jump back away because he's got some decent mobility, and I think that's where Geef is really gonna struggle between that long range and the mobility that you have to face off with Zeku, right? Great walk speed, great dash. especially a dash back.
Get them! I love the fact that she's one of the more defensive sort of Zeku players. Like when I played her, she definitely hangs back in that mid-range gameplay and just kind of waits for a right moment to shine. However, Keith is just really good about walking down, and the flex connects against the Koku. SPD down to the ground, you go. The dash and the flex again, try to catch a button. Miso not biting.
No, but talk about the defense here from Brutus. Gonna maintain the hold. Waits off. Oh, let's have a there.
Oh, too close to comfort right there. Almost was a crush. And the interruption with the mediums as fussies.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think makes this a little bit difficult for me. So she's gonna have to land a lot more confirms because of the large health gap between Zeku and Zangief, right? Zangief definitely have a bit easier time, so doesn't have to rely as heavily on as many confirms and can maintain some more of that defense. Gets hit though, no defense here.
Oh, Light wakes up with the Light, the EX SPD, time to party. There's some EXTP on the side because she's in young. Back throw, sweep off the feet, the activation. Suck on max like that. She has that feature to finally confirm. Get the side switch.
Oh, utilizes all the armor, finds the opening, it takes it. Brutus going with the dash and the grab. Bring him down to earth.
Straight through the armor, no! You see he was looking for that option, jab, but didn't get the EX SPD afterwards. Cross up EX SPD, or EX DP, I should say. Try to get that medium play. Watch what's gonna happen.
Either side here. The patience from Brutus and the walk down. I'm feeling the pressure right now. Oh!
Final round.
The light kick to do it. And that's dangerous because standing medium punch and crouching jab are one of his best buttons. Like, you know, those are really good buttons for footsies that set up shop to help walk in. And she was able to set that situation out. Oh, just runs a Koku. Caught him coming in. I love that from Miso. Committing.
Absolutely, but I also love the utilization of the armor. Completely negates the Koku and gives Brutus an opportunity to kind of close that gap there and play at the range that Zangief does so well up close and personal. Great punish on the Weasel. Oh!
Anti-air jab. Hard to do the flip. Against this kind of character. Has a Lariat though too as well. Nice range right there with the DP. Recovers the time to stay fine. And Old is absolutely okay to run this matchup. Being able to eat through the armor and that crouch fierce EX gets the knockdown.
Gotta worry. Okay, he blocks at the bottom there. Finds opportunity for activation, but nothing off of it yet. Still have to worry about that though. You gotta be really careful about throwing anything out.
Very careful about throwing out these animal parts. That V-trigger, as you had pointed out, real bad. Gonna catch you lacking and slacking. That fierce would love to have a confirm on the end of it. Oh, that's what we're talking about. The whiff, you get hit.
Oh, now you gotta worry about. Okay, not the critical art, but the EX command grab going in. Uh-oh, stuck in the corner. This is dangerous, but finds the opportunity out with the EX anti-air into V-trigger activation.
Who's stuck in the corner? Who's stuck in the corner? Says Miso. Don't jump. You can't jump right now. The V part at the bottom. Get them. Trying to build that bar, the trade in favor of Miso. Not even a trade. She just gets the hit off the Koku. She's so ready and steady, quick with it and quick with it. Bro, Miso.
You said it. You said it yourself. You can't be jumping in. That was tragic for Brutus, especially again one hit to do it either side. Now I do want to highlight the fact that Brutus has been timing the armor so exceptionally well, almost at the same time as the Kokus are getting sent out, and it's worked out in his favor. Got hit with the Kokus that time around, but the armor I think has really allowed Brutus to start his own game plan.
To add to that, you know, Mizo's been building up enough bar to try to eat through the armor. That's why I think Old is fantastic for this match. Ashton gets the medium, puts the palm on, goes in for the Oki after the dash. Command dash, yeah, letting for the whiff to come through. Oh, that fierce. Didn't clip. OS.
Got the grab now. And Zeku can struggle sometimes on his wake-up options, so Brutus can certainly take advantage of that. Ooh.
There's that EX Koku, eating through the armor. It's a big boy.
Oh, kind of like that answer. Utilizing the V-trigger activation to negate the bomb? I kind of like that. That's kind of nice.
In the corner back rise, no surprise, you're still there. Off the low, though, trying to reset the situation. This is what Misocrass wanted. Side switch with it. Whip it positionings. Careful now, you in a corner prison. The fears, the fist, the face. Yo, Miso. Yo, Miso!
Miso kind of nice right now. Definitely giving Brutus a run for his money here, and already almost 2 up on the board. But Brutus could easily bring things back around. I think just unfortunately got hit with the bomb here.
Then have a kick real nasty. Gets a 4-frame situation. Oh, he's gonna get that headbutt. 2 for up for the super. Team, please, Capcom, please. 2 for up for the super. That would have been fantastic to start the party.
Yeah, utilizes activation, pulls him up close and personal.
Offside.
Gotta worry about the slide and the activation now too. Can't be jumping in.
EX bar at the bottom, remember. Can't do the flex. The EX will connect. That knockdown, the whip punish.
Oh, no!
And that actually got the hit. Miso cracks again with another feed trigger 2 situation follow-up. Or this would be a big blowout. I'm not going to say that, Miso is weak or anything like that, but if you look at the results that Brutus has had year after year, a lot of people put their money on Brutus. However, Miso is cooking right now. She's in the kitchen.
She really definitely bringing the heat, and Brutus got to be careful or else she's gonna get him out of the kitchen. Can't handle it. Get out of here.
I see beads of sweat.
Yeah.
I see beads of sweat. We gotta go.
But hey, we have seen bigger hills to climb, and hey, you know what, Zangi's a big guy. You can bring it back. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet. Look at that spacing though. She puts out with the crouching fierce when she goes into ult. And his backdash is really good too as well. It's almost as good as Colleen's. The raw slide again. You don't expect it because there's no V trigger bar at the bottom or V trigger 1. So Miso catch these walkbacks.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about the mobility of Zeku, right, his poke game can be so strong, especially combining with that backdash. It's going to be really, really hard to log Zeku down. We're seeing that here. Huge life lead and the pokes.
Stand light kick. Doing work out here too as well. Sit up shot for maybe the mediums. If she gets a light into EX, she get that knockdown. Scare the flex. Woo. Miso, land that light kick into EX if you hard.
All right, but now gotta worry about, there's the punish on the EX slide into activation here. Bruce going in with the chase. Now got the crush. Oh.
He's just out of there. One more hit. The EX could connect. She just does the raw techie and clips the top of the dome.
It would have worked either way, right? It would have worked either way. The raw Koku, I don't think that would have been a bad decision because of that range. Where's that's gonna happen?
Yeah, I think he was too far to do anything about it, but still. Oof.
Yeah.
Her zoning is immaculate with this character. Very, very good. Maybe some of the best I've seen with Zeku.
Truly. Going with the chase down here, gotta worry. Oh. Tries to use that armor defensively here, but it's really not giving him a lot of leeway this time around. Brutus with the powerful walk down, but gets hit with a cross up into the corner.
She finally brings that option out. We haven't seen that in a bit. EX gets the knockdown. Miso Kratz locking him in with the zoo party. Oh, the jump is party. Running bear grab in the EX SPD.
All right, but you gotta worry about the V-trigger activation now. Oh, no wake-up option and the sun to count. Fills up the meter, goes in with the grab. Get done.
Ooh, dusted. Maybe the reads are starting to come through. With a man like Brutus coming through. That's what you have to. That's what you have to do as a grappler. You make these reads, get the data. Sometimes it takes a few games. With the DP once again, knocking out the aerial skies right here. Miso Kratz lock him down with a lot of these animals and building a B-bar in these sequences too.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you gotta worry too, right? You can't, with the bomb on the ground, right? You really don't get a lot of forward movement from that because you gotta worry about the explosion here. And that gives an opening for Miso with the Koku. Kind of keep him at bay. Oh, gets hit by the armor and the activation, but V-shift away, not enough. You're coming in for a bear hug.
Oh, Carter trying to leave. Up in the corner. Call corner.
Oh,
over option. Look at ECP. Wake up, champ, kids. Clipped, and that'll be it. The stun. And that means it's done as Brutus is back in business.
He flipped the sign to open. He says it's about time.
It's about time. Oh man. Oh, I thought it was over. I'm gonna be real. Oh, he said the alarm clock? He hit the alarm clock flex? He said, but.
But hey, you know what? We're open for business. We're ready to make that money. We're ready for it.
No funny. Let's see what happens here. Mizo still on game point, but Brutus answering back. Getting closer and closer. Nice decisions when he gets up close in person with the EX bar. You tune that pressure and let that snowball happen. That's what you want to see.
Just like that, with a beautiful patience into the jump in here, but gonna get a small punish on the V shift. All right, gotta worry about the hawk and the bomb this time around. There it is. That get out of jail free card.
Not sure what that is, but overall she's been using her V bar a little bit different. You see a lot more of the V shifts and the breaks to get some distance. Real smart option right here. She's built up enough V bar to be able to do that continuously, so I love that switch up.
Ooh. Oh, that could have been dangerous. Well-timed jump in allows for the forward approach. But you gotta worry about that V trigger getting ready to be on deck. That won't allow you to jump in.
Can't throw out a fireball or a V skill at all right here. Mizo, too close for comfort. Gotta find a way out of this corner. This is where Brutus loves to party. I mean, pretty grappler. You can't run!
Oh!
Please, I don't know what that was, but still recovers the time!
You can't run or hide! There's the activation here. Carries things into the corner. It's a different story to be told, but the punish on I look like EX dash? Brutus is ready for it. Oh.
10 seconds on the clock. I don't know if she can make him drop. It's looking a little bit difficult at this point. I think you might have to build the bar, and she went to confirm it's not there.
Round 2. Fight.
Gotta run it. Unfortunate there for me, so just not. I think maybe panicked a little bit with the timer running out and just made the mistake that cost her.
Oos! It's still there. Oh, he avoids it with the Lariat, though. Didn't step on it just by a centimeter.
Yeah, just carried him forward just enough, but is a centimeter going to be enough to push him in the right direction? Brutus slowly pushing Miso into it. All right, this one lands. Second time's a charm.
Oki time, heavy kick. Luckily not a crush, but Miso caught up in the corner. This is where Brutus has gotten a win after win, and that's the end. The medium coming through, back from the big deficit, back from the brink. Brutus is I'm about to churn. It's always my turn.
Maybe someday you'll learn not to mess with the best. Yo, I love to see
both
this,
players. Oh man.
Talk about a comeback. Talk about a comeback from Brutus here. You know, sometimes patience is key, right? You carry yourself through it. You get the download. You mentioned that before, right? Sometimes these grapplers, they build a little different. They gotta get the download, you know?
I also think that, you know, Miso going to Young has maybe pushed her into some bad situations. I like Old better off in this matchup. You see why. The EX Coco coming through to eat through the armor continuously. Having an anti-air option is great. It's just you're not being able to build that bar consistently like you like to, as in Young, to be a battery with the mediums, but ooh, the reset, Canadian reset, EX SPD down to the ground. No bar.
Yeah, the
unfortunate reversal.
Thing too. Oh no! One hit the stun and that'll do it there. Building up a little bit of meter. Brutus closing out the round and putting him at match point. The pressure is on for Miso now.
This was looking like my man wasn't able to churn at all. Like an unsatisfied nun, he was not able to churn. He's getting it done, pushing Miso to the corner, anti right there off the light, goes for the low, the reset again, bad situation. Miso has to do something different on defense. These resets are catching too much damage, catching too many hands.
And it's so difficult too because you forget what I said. She got the activation on deck and she's ready with it, but keeping the pressure going with that young Zeku. Switch back to Old with the V-trigger activation. No meter now, so Brutus finds the opportunity to jump out, but no! Oh,
It's like a horror movie.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now. I know. It's like you're holding your breath.
Yummies
You're
will
waiting
run.
for the jump
Woo!
scare. You're waiting for the jump scare.
The back throw. Run, Mizu. He's got a knife. He's got a knife. Oh, the overhead. Oh my god. Oh my god. Final game, final round. The friends are frenemies.
Butts are clenched. Butts are clenched.
Yo, I'm clenched too. Like I had something bad to eat. Cause someone about to meet the feet.
Oh, bless. But who's gonna be defeated in this round? Gets the crush and something spicy off of it to count. Going in now, got the Oki. Zeku struggles too with a wake up, but the neutral jump certainly gonna find its mark here.
Dashes in with a throw. Didn't get anything off that light. Gotta commit to these lights into like Hasanto or something with it. Here's the back throw, the party starter.
Yes. The punish
And
on the
this should
shimmy.
be it.
Uh-oh! This is... And it is!
What a
Brutus
return, no
taking it.
receipt from the like of Brutus. I cannot believe that he just done did it. He just done did it. He said, I'm gonna get my turn. I'm gonna get my turn. I'm gonna get my turn on. I ain't gonna be no satisfied. Now I'm gonna get it done. Coming back from the brink. Coming back from the brink with Geef of all, I can't remember I'm saying this, with Geef of all characters. Godlike.
And not just godlike, we get to see it again as we come into the replay. Let's run it back. Talk about beautiful play here and spacing. The old, as you said, really worked out in Miso's favor. Got it with the lights too, the count.
Yeah, fantastic play with the zoning. We saw from the side of Zeku, right? Like, Old was doing a good job, but just these reads and these situational awarenesses that come from Brutus. Like, for example, utilizing that B trigger to stop the Animal Kingdom from coming through, that means less V-bar that you have to worry about, and also puts her in a bad deficit where she can't use those Kokus, where she feels uncomfortable. Some of this was routed back when he got the B trigger like that, and then sometimes just running these gambles that Mizo was not awake and aware for. I feel like if she rotated those defensive options like the neutral jump at the very end, a little bit earlier, we might have been seeing a different story, but too many reads were happening correctly on the side of Brutus, and this back throw up in the corner, we don't have any defense as a character like Zeku. No DP in this form means is free when it comes to offense. Brutus moving on and having to fight a nasty matchup dealing with Flux and the poison.
Oh.
Good luck, Brutus. Good luck.
Yeah. Not that I think he's gonna need it, but good luck regardless as we move through the bracket. But we still got some more Street Fighter V action for you as we move on through Joe Umarogan versus Will Intentions. We're talking about spice, we're talking about heat, we're talking about something nice. I'm excited for this one too. Joe Umarogan been a really, really strong competitor for a long time, a Digital Havoc veteran at that, but Will Intentions definitely gonna give him a run for his money.
We've seen Joe in so many tournaments. He got, what was it? Let me think here. Top 8 at CEO last year. This year he's just been cooking in many tournaments that we see costs and stuff like that. Digital Havoc tournaments, obviously at the World Warrior tournaments up here. For a lot of people, he's the favorite to take this entire tournament. If you look at the amount of wins and things like that that have happened for all these players in the past 2 years, Joe is kind of the favorite to take it. And I'm going to be real. I'm glad he dropped the Akuma. The Akuma was great. It was a good comfort pick when he's offline, but online where you can react a lot better and people can react to Demon Flip a lot better, I'm glad that he's dropped it and went for the better character over many other characters. So I'm glad that he stuck with this character. He's sticking with it and making a name for himself. Will Intentions, though, I don't want to, prophesize no demise out here because Will Intentions is very strong. To be up this top spot, you definitely done a lot of work. This Fang player, if you're playing Fang at this point, you a nasty person with Fang. Like, you ain't playing Fang because, like, oh, he's strong, whatever. I'm gonna dabble with him for some fun. You playing Fang because, like, you idolize that character. You walk and talk like that character. That character is you. You embody that character. But that means with the top spot, there's like you barely ever see like low level. It's like low level rank Fang players and then high level rank Fang players. There's like no in between. Like, I never fight in between ones. So he's definitely really good.
Yeah, we're definitely talking on the high end of things when we talk about Will Intentions, but I want to know what his intent is coming into it, and will Joe Umarogan be able to stack up? I agree with you too. I think switching to the Luke was really strong. Obviously, Luke proven to be a very strong character in the roster. He's got a lot of great tools too in this matchup. Can play fairly well in that sort of medium range. He's got a lot of great forward momentum. He also has a really far-reaching 3-frame, which that could prove to be difficult for Fang. But Fang definitely not one to scoff at. He does build damage over time. He's got a lot of great mixtures between projectiles and zoning. So gonna have to see how that comes into play. Already hit with a projectile at the start of the match. Joe Morogan gonna have to be careful with that poison damage. It builds up over time.
Yeah. It does. It's something that you don't want to panic too much of. Like, it's kind of the game plan layer 1 of dealing with Fang is to not panic too often against the poison. Like, taking the poison is a better option than getting anti-air with the crouching medium kick, and then you're right in front of your face like you need toothpaste. Continue that pressure with another crouching medium kick. So, advancing around those normals or those fireballs is going to be very imperative. Joe, though, with the fireballs.
Absolutely. And I would confidently say that Luke has one of the best fireballs in the game. Even if it's not the fastest at startup, it is the fastest traveling across the screen, and that can be very, very difficult to react to.
You ain't lying. That's going to stop a lot of the setups that Fang want to do, especially with that EX bar at the bottom. Dash, it gets a counter hit, the finesse, and bless. Ooh, EX, and the EX follow-up, and the DP. God dang. Woo! Making a mess. Oh!
The finesse.
Go flex.
You love to see it. Finesse and bless, but making a mess is Joe Morogan taking the first round over Will Intentions very confidently at that. And as you said before, don't have to worry about the poison, especially not at the start of the round. So proving that, hey, I'm not scared is Joe Morogan with the forward momentum.
I can do with the cower crouch too as well. You don't want to let that start up and be putting them plus frames because it's not going to lead up to a lot of damage with death by 1,000 cuts, and that's not fun. So he walks outside the distance to get the crouching mini kick, the whip punish. Eats a few of these fireballs. He's just fine right here. Again, so having the lead. He still has the V-bar at the bottom for the V-trigger. There it is, off the sweet crush and the corpse run to put him in the corner.
Yep, you got to worry about V-trigger there. Utilizing the slide out of the corner. Will Intentions gets the jab check. Oh.
The reversal, yeah, you can punish it if you have the right timing.
Oh. Unfortunately, with the jab check the second time around is Will Intentions. Now, I want to highlight the fact that utilizing that V reversal offensively, right, to pull it in close, not only negated the fireball, but also put him in range for a great opposition. But just unfortunately not able to carry that through. Joe Morogan taking the first match.
Yeah, that's something you have to look out for if you're Joe. Even though it didn't work for Will Intention that time, he might not be fine next time because that could be a fat punish right there. Get a side switch, hit a punish. But we'll see what happens. Joe getting the knockdown off these mediums. He's looking super comfortable right now with the stun again. And his post-stun fun is going to hurt. That stock up with the B skill won't kill. He goes for the drop. Just look at that B skill again. Popped up and locked up. You're going to drop again. My man cannot move.
The 7 golden letters brings him through into the next round here. I just think once Joe Morogan gets going, it is so hard to stop that momentum. It seems like Will is really struggling right now to slow him down.
Yeah, Will hasn't got a chance to really get to the dance, right? He hasn't really got his party start in terms of mixes and things like that. And that's a good whip punish right there. I should say a normal punish on the side of Joe Morogan. Anti with the medium kick. Covers so much range.
All right, but in the corner now gets finally hit with the punish here and got to worry about that poison damage, but the activation opportunity proves to be difficult. You got to worry about that enhanced sand blaster that carries so much screen range, but so does a throw into the corner.
Cross cut, didn't get the DP. Unfortunate, didn't time it right.
Oh!
Hits a jump in, medium combo. One more hit will do it. The throw seals the deal, and Joe Morogan says, I got stuff to do. Get through. I gotta make this quick. I'm sorry. Uber Eats is at the door. I gotta go.
Yeah, but he sure is putting on a show right now, up 2 against Will Intentions. I really think Will is just struggling with the pacing of this match. He tries to get some momentum going, but once Joe opens him up, he can't really find his opening to take his turn back.
It's strange because typically, I mean, you can layer on the approach and the oppression with this character like a mini Bison. It's just that he doesn't lead into the damage that you would see from Bison. We haven't really seen that really get started. The party getting started in terms of the mixes and things like that. And it's just so hard for him. As soon as I say that, commentators curse. I like this cower crouch underneath the fireball until the side switch. Here we go.
Yep, stuck in the corner now. I'm gonna have to keep his defense going. Oh, the punish on the EX slide, but the V-shift away doesn't give him a lot of wiggle room. Uh-oh. I think I've seen this movie before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Change
know
the
if I want to know
channel.
the end.
Full attention. Change the channel.
Where's the remote?
I'm pressing the back of the TV. It's not working.
Ah!
Run!
Just unplug it. Just unplug it.
Why is it still playing? What's cursed right now?
Oh, no.
Just like the TV, is Joey Rogan is damaged. One hit to do it. Ooh,
Oh,
the rear
and
back
that's
just
your
like
will.
that.
You should have just shut the power off. Just turn the power off of the whole house. I want to watch this movie.
The whole house.
The whole house. The TV won't turn off. You've unplugged it at this point. Something's got to work. Oh, I talk about working. Joe Rogan right here. Keep the pressure going. I love this chase and one hit to stun. Oh no!
We're trying to get nasty, get the EXPP done. That would have been sick. That would have been an Indy Walker closeout, but you can still end it right here. Little jump jab. Trying to come for the Oki, the finesse and blessing once again. That will put him to rest. Will Intentions will be sitting in the loser side. Joey Rogan moving through the winners.
Talk about a way to dig a grave. Unfortunate there, but that's okay. Will could come and rise again. Out and ready for it. Chad definitely got quiet after watching that. Yo, I did too. It was rough.
It's difficult. You have to know a lot of minute things when you play Fang in general to stay solid with that character. And even with that matchup too, every time I talk with Mono, he's got these wild things that he has to do to keep solid against these characters. The view reversal is a great option. However, Joe took that off the table because he didn't really need it. He didn't really need V-Trigger to win in that situation. He's like, if that's going to be a punish, cool. I won't even do it. I'll just keep it nice and neutral. And it's hard to say much about this match because either we saw punishes or, hit confirms off the mediums and things like that for the Oki, corner pressure continuously. Will wasn't able to get anything going and flowing. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think the struggle here was to maintain his turn, right? And even to find an opening to take his turn back, because especially once Joe had the V-Trigger activation, that's where his strength really lied. And definitely also utilization of meter throughout the set. Just strong overall. And again, why he's a crowd favorite and a potential strong contestant to win the World Warrior. But we've got a lot of other strong players going through the bracket, especially with who we have up next.
Get a little view of that coming through. Appreciate everybody for coming through, by the way, in terms of watching this great action that we have. The next match that we have is These Nuts versus DB Gin. Gin has been super hot with it. My friend has been talking about this, has been working hard to try to get prepared, ready for Canada East. Z's Nuts too as well. Been seeing Z's Nuts as another person who switched from the Akuma over to the Luke and sometimes the Ken too as well. I like both of his characters. Actually, personally, I like watching his Ken a little bit better. I think they're both strong characters. I think they're both strong as Toolkit, but I like that he has found two characters that kind of work for his style. Same with Gen. He said, I'm sticking for the Seth, and I'm sorry, Gen. V-Trigger 2, still busted. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. I agree.
Sorry.
It's okay. I agree. It's still a little busted, but we're gonna have to see if this match is gonna be busted. So we get into it now. I'm kind of curious, right? What the pick? It's always fun to kind of debate what the pick is gonna be because we know that DBN usually goes with the Seth pick coming into these matches. So what might be the option here for Z's Nuts? What's gonna be the most optimal? I mean. And as well, it's not always the same story on paper as it is in the match. But Z's Nuts, I think, besides Flux and Joe, Z's Nuts has become a lot stronger, especially with Luke having came out.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing work even before that in the CPTs and stuff like that. He's getting top 8s at the main CPT, so he was doing work long before even Luke had dropped. I think if you're Z's Nuts, I think Luke is fine. Luke is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Having a three frame punish means that you have to be very careful about when you time your Tatsus and things like that. Whip punch is gonna be really nasty, and we've seen the damage that Luke can do. DB again versus Z's Nuts.
Yeah.
Last match of this winner's quarters.
Yeah, it is going to be difficult, I think, a little bit for DBGN, just because Luke has been such a strong character in the roster. You know, we saw it already in the previous match. But is it going to be the same story here? Great punish already at the missed DP. Ooh.
Let's see if this works out. I mean, not the best start, but then again, all it takes is a few hits to get that. When careful, has to space it out correctly, because one good jab could lead into so much. Just like Luke.
Yeah, I gotta worry about Tandon Engine as well, right? That does pull you up close and personal here, but I gotta worry about it too, because that's the range that Luke is very comfortable playing in. Ooh, the V reversal, keep him in the corner.
Yeah, lockdown. Activation trying to end the round. Careful now, side switch. Ooh,
Oh no!
I love that. Still got the fears. They get the follow-up though. I don't think it would have killed, so this is still fine. One more good hit will do it. If you can get that confirmed into super, he could seal it.
Yep, goes in with the throw here. Oh, and the chase down. This could go either way. Uh-oh.
Sees nuts. Grab the TX fireball, or just a jab, and the walk-up throw will do it. Just a dab will do you through. I like that. We see him switching up where he stands to make sure that that B skill isn't always correctly placed.
Yeah, but this does put DBGN in a little bit of a better situation, because he has all that meter carrying him into the next round. Utilizes the EX, carries him through, but again, Ziza's ready with the throw. Now in the corner.
Needs to find more of those crouching medium punches. I like that. The Tatsu right through the fireball. Smart stuff right here. Again, trying to take this all back. Builds up enough V-bar off that suction cup to do some damage.
Mm-hmm.
Was the activation going to come
now
through?
You gotta worry about. Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta worry about V-trigger activation here, and stun meter building up. There's the activation. This is a lot of damage on deck.
Stays in front. Explosion plus frames with the throw.
Ooh.
There you go. DBGN. Corner pressure. Alcatraz.
Nothing. Nothing slow about it as DBGN takes the round. But Z's now full meter on deck. Unfortunately, got hit with the V skill here. Now, I'm always curious what Seth gets from this, right? He gets his own little flavor every time.
I believe it's a medium knuckle. I might be wrong.
Oh,
I
medium
think it's medium
knuckle.
knuckle.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. I haven't really seen too many of the sets being able. I haven't seen too many sets in general. We'll see what happens here. See if he's able to utilize that. Here's the activation.
Oh,
He's
gotta
nuts
worry
with
about the V triggers
universal.
there. Oh, entirely.
Rising. That's anti-air.
Gotta hold the aura. But I love the post from Z's Nuts. Just this pace and play. You've got the life lead.
The chip will dip with this
And the
reversal.
Oh!
Yes, sir. Can't do that. There's that heat knuckle. The light kick, unfortunate.
Keep it easy.
That was still good
Keep
though,
it cool.
because you make him waste the V bar so he can't activate. So that's less that you have to deal with. So it's like not a bad option either way. Like if you force him to do the V reversal, you still get the party. You still have one more hit to do it. You're still in the prime, but you should take it, so it's fine.
Round one.
Honestly, I love the awareness to utilize a meter like that, right? He was ready with it, and he, instead of having the activation, he saw that maybe they had the full bar and was, you know, prepared either way. Worked out in his favor, but just not soon enough. Z's Nuts, though, taking a lot of damage at round start.
Yeah, push up in the corner, but you can definitely give it right back. Back medium. Only seeing a lot of pokes here and there from Z's Nuts. Not a lot of like big confirms. Caught the button, the V skill coming through, waited and baited,
no.
reel it in. It's gonna be some damage, my friend. Off the backboard. So you wanna see a combo with this? I got you.
Oh, and you're gonna have to hold down. Unfortunate. That's a tricky situation, right? Because not only do you have to try and block out that entire V-trigger sequence, but you also have to be aware of what the 50-50 is going to be, right? Is he going to clip you with the toes, or is he going to get you with the overhead? And unfortunately, guess wrong. Round goes to DBGN.
Nice punish right there. Force out the back rise from DB again. EX fireball. Use something different with the fireballs. I like that because these nuts will have to do something with like a different time in the fireballs to delete that beast off the table. EX fireball will definitely be quick with it.
All right, got the DP. The patience pays off. Second time around, pull him up close and personal. Come on, take a picture. Oh! The second time we've seen that land. Finding success as he begins. Z's is gonna have to be prepared for the defense here. I like that though. A little bit of walk forward, out of the corner.
Yeah, wasn't able to get what he wanted. To get the dive kick, he whipped it. V reversal gets some distance. He's nuts with the DP.
Oh!
Yes, sir. Anti-air in the fierce, the fist, the face to put him in his place just on this man's wake up.
A little bit of eyeliner, a little bit of lipstick. Do you upright?
Night on the town.
Yeah. Yo, I don't want to be in a night on the town if these nuts. If I face it off against these nuts. I'll pass.
Yeah.
That man playing scary right now. Woo! Something scary about that anti-air as well. The chase down the lock and loaded his deep again, though. Taking it back. No slack.
These dash-ins, bro. About to be just like that in a second. It might be a wrap. He almost got that stun. Sweep, activation, medium. Then off of it. Oh, try to get that activation, but still wakes up with a mash situation. That light side switch. Let me get the hit because it's going to be good night. These nuts. Careful now. Careful now, my boy.
Gotta worry about the meter though. The V-trigger still on deck. Goes in with the throw. Keeping the corner pressure going.
Oh, anyone's game. The walk up. Time's winding down.
Oh,
Trying to find an opening. Trying to get that chip no dip. The back throw could go for the chip no dip right here to waste off that V-bar at the bottom. It disallows the activation with the medium kick situation. You saw that Gen was looking for that crouch heavy kick, couldn't get it, got hit. Z's nuts on two.
I need a breather after that. Woo!
God dang.
I'd be holding my maybe testing my stamina out here. Waiting on the edge of my seat, but Z up to now in the match. He again gotta try and find an opening to make something work. He's landing a lot. But again, too, when we talk about life deficits, right? Luke's sitting at 1,000, and I believe Seth is definitely lower on the roster when it comes to his health.
You're right. It's like, it's not, they don't even have a number. It just says wet paper.
Yeah, Seth's sitting at actually one of the lowest with 900, so definitely got to be careful. Cannot afford to take too many risks or too many it confirms.
Got that medium kick.
Uh-oh.
There's the V skill. Let me see some extensions. Get in him. The dash up light. Tucking him in.
Making it tight. Z's nuts carrying it through, sitting at match point here. Oh no!
He's in the middle of the
punish on the
DP.
cradle. Look at his health just go.
He did it again! And that's gonna, oh, stock up. Hold on now. Let me see this combo. No, it's not gonna kill, not gonna kill. Normal DP,
No,
you knew
but
it?
it's definitely gonna hurt, but
Strike throw.
oh!
Z's nuts.
That was a
Taking
low
out
blow.
DB again. That's a low blow, and there you go. You're going low to loser side. Unfortunately, them DPs did not work out. Too much pressure up in the corner, too continuously. Z's nuts moving on in the winner side.
Yeah, and really, really confidently add that, right? It really was just a clean win all the way through. But we got to talk about the fact that Seth, it's a difficult hill to climb, right? He's sitting at 900 health. That's not a lot to work with, and you really can't afford to take too many risks. And it's unfortunate, too, because we saw that come into play as, you know, he got plenty of hit confirms. It's just he wasn't able to put as much damage on the board, and Luke doesn't need to work quite as hard. We definitely see that here, but you got to be careful with that V-trigger activation, right? Ooh.
Yeah.
Because you get hit with the shimmy, you get hit with the mix up here, because you can get hit with the overhead. We're seeing that here. Get hit with the throw. And that overhead, that hit twice. Not once.
Get mixed. I like the idea for Z Nuts to go for the V reversal at the right time. We saw the ball was too far out. Guess ball was not life, and there were some moments where Gin was just not able to activate. And there you see the base on the DP. He gonna do it again. EXDP. Listen, we all would have did it, my friend. We all would went for that EXDP, but unfortunately, as you have pointed out, not enough health to really play about because. When you're Seth, like wet paper out here, and the strike throw was just too strong. Although DB Gin has some good corner pressure, it wasn't enough to stifle the likes of Z's Nuts. And I saw some people talking about the combos a little bit crusty. With Luke, it doesn't really matter sometimes. We see the likes of Tokido, he just goes for jab, jab, and goes in target combo consistently. He don't got those big hit confirms, and sometimes that's all you need to find the finish. We'll see what happens though to Z's Nuts as things go on. He goes further in the bracket. He might need a little bit more sauce behind them hits. The sauce, no dip.
I don't know. I like some sauce to dip my nuggies into, but we are gonna come into a break that rounds out our top first 4 matches for winners side of things. So now we've got that true bracket coming into it. Make sure to stick around. Get a little bit of sauce for your nuggies. So get right back into it after this break.
Quoted Tech, the official production partner for Incendium Gaming. Visit quoted.tech for your custom PC build today. Use referral code Incendium for a $100 discount.
Sometimes. No, I'm not. All I see is a pizza party flyer. I'm live? Oh, it's a pizza party! Y'all, there's pizza and a party! And I didn't realize I was talking over this ad, but I'm doing it now. We got Casa Bunch, the online local, and Incendium presenting Pizza Party, the Street Fighter 6 closed beta test 2 tournament, December 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be dope. Check out the match arena. We're doing it for Quest to Conquer Cancer, along with AMD. It's going to be a fun night of beta tournament action. So you're going to see some real wild stuff. Hi, I'm Tom. I was going to do a really great high energy intro, but then instead I had to read over an ad, and I don't pay attention to production documents or read words. So we are here to start cleaning up the rest of this top 8 finality of the Capcom qualifier for Incendium Gaming, the east of Canadian land. And we've already seen some banging matches, right? We got Fluxwave coming over Dells. Yeah, it was correct. Brutus beating Misocrash 3-2 in a very, very close match. Joe Morogan eking out Will Intentions 3-0, and Z's Nuts taking 3 over DB Gen. By the way, hi, I'm Thomas Winkley, and I have the honor of partying with the other half of Team Creaky Knees.
My knees be creaky. I'm Brad Muse. Yeah, I tuned in. I missed the beginning of Flux Delzon, but I tuned in at 2-0 Misocrats. Brutus needed his Shadow Clone to come in and share the energy. We had to recombine to make everything happen. Brutus moving on into the next round on the winner side. Absolutely crazy. I'm pumped to see it. All these matches are looking so good. We have Fluxwaves versus Brutus on the winner side of top 8, Ume Rogan and Z's Nuts on the other half of winner side top 8, and then Dells on Fire, Misocrats, and Will Intentions DB Gen fighting it out to move into losers quarters. I mean, I want to say I don't know who's going to take this. I feel like there's a numerical favorite, but an upset could absolutely happen. But what do you think about this bracket right now, Tom?
Honestly, like, going a little bit according to what I thought would happen, but there was a lot of moments while watching the stream with my boy Joseph P. Wrinklebottom that I got stressed out. Like, legitimately, like, oh, I was wrong here. Oh, I was wrong here. Oh, I was wrong here. But all these sets have been straight fire. My favorite set thus far is absolutely going to have to be Brutus Misocrats. I thought Miso played out of her mind, and she has played out of her mind this entire series. There's no more time to talk about that. It's time to talk about what's going on now. Misocrats versus Dells on Fire. Zeku Ryu, triple dash sweep versus Animals. Let's do this.
Yeah, I know Maverick was in the chat. Shoutouts to Maverick. Was wondering whether Ryu was. I didn't lie to you. Approximately 30 seconds until we weren't live with Ryu in the back. Dells on Fire already driving Misocrats right back into the corner. Wants to switch over to the young Zeku, finding the hit off of the low strong right into the run pressure off rip. Not smoked by the solar plexus, but we're late on the cancel.
Yo, we missed out on it. Okay, run under for the side, switch, a little bit of a misconversion there from Dells earlier, and Miso taking advantage. And now we are just back to that sweet neutral. I love the way Misocrats. Oh no! Wait, it just hit! The read was there and it connected. I thought it was a missed input, and Dells says, nah, you don't read me, I get a re-XDP. And we're back to loop, sweep, activate. Here we go.
That wasn't even a whiff punish. Misocrats definitely had time to recover after that low forward. Oh my god, the wild tendency of Dells on Fire, and this is going to sound disrespectful, but Dells is so willing to hit buttons in neutral, it inspires a sense of confidence in whiff punishes out of their opponent that then Dells capitalizes on and whiff punishes with. That's why that sweep connects. Standing forward from Misocrats to close out that round, though, as Dells on the life deficit had to be a little bit more aggressive in order to try to make something happen on that one.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. There's a method to the madness here. Okay, cross up, gets the elbow drop. Here comes Mr. Blasty. He tries to slide, gets clipped, but not a lot of damage there, so the sweep is kind of worth it. And now we're back to this nice spacing traps here from Misocrats. Stand fierce, corner conversion, stun city.
That is an unfortunate amount of combo to get the stun for, so we go for the standing reset, crouching jab. We've got some stuff in the back. Oh, we did end up with plus frames off of that. That was a little bit interesting. Oh, the parry did not connect. The mid-range slide out of Misocrats does close out that first game. Delzon with the attempt at a read on the V-skill parry. It is not going to connect for them, though. Misocrats closing out that first game.
Yeah, looking Absolutely stunning. I love the call out from the chat there, right? That whiff punish with the V trigger from Miso was so calculated. It caught me off guard. Damn, here she is. By the way, thanks for the happy birthday shout outs to all of you. We're going to this next game round. Here goes. Next round game? Next game round game? I don't know. Big palms coming forward, plus frames. We'll try to
no.
plus one situation, not going to take it.
There's something very telling here where Misocrats is already really communicating an ability to capitalize on Del's on Fire's more wild tendencies. You can see that Del's on Fire's already being forced to sort of put a lid on that. So we're going to have to see. We have the bomb in the back. How much damage do we have? It should be one more touch. What's it going to be? Wake up short and a back throw, but this is a hard spot for Ryu to try to make the comeback from.
Sweep activate, gets the stagger
Oh
with the
my
stand
God.
medium. Now there's a stun on the side. A lot of scaling because of the stun.
Oh!
Throw reset here, and now it's anybody's game.
Low forward. As long as this V-trigger is out, this is scary. Oh my god, the plus frames! The V-trigger one, virtually everything is plus for Ryu. If there is a punch button involved, you basically have plus frames from Ryu. Misocrats does not respect it enough. Delzon, I had just finished saying, doesn't even need to be plus. I see Brutus says that's not plus. It doesn't need to be. It's plus in our hearts.
Yo, nice jump over the Graham. That's going to stun with Bushin Gary. Little solar plexus. Tries to walk in and out to get the shimmy, but no bites. Ooh, I love these down medium punch buffers getting the hit. Now stand fierce all the way to the corner with the EX. Mashing CA, she's still pressing.
Oh my god. One game apiece. I spent that first round talking about how Misocrats was trying to put the lid down on the wild tendencies of Del's on Fire. But here's the thing about Del's, is I feel like you cannot condition Del's. Del's is always going to play with their heart. They're going to do whatever they feel is right in the moment, making that call reversal CA one game apiece.
Yep, and that's the power of Del's on Fire, right? It's the way he's been able to inch his way into this top 8 and into our hearts with that clutch joining in the qualifier last time. But now we'll see what Misocrats has set up. Nice little change of pressure here. The Fierce gonna hit, goes for the reset.
Oh!
Harry, you walked back Fierce too much, and now Del's has a read on that.
You think players like Del's are going to be like more prepared for Street Fighter 6 with a universal parry mechanic? Del's been out here playing like parry is like an important tool in their toolkit since Street Fighter 5 in general. On the back foot here. Oh my god, swinging through. That was definitely plus because Misocrats landed a counter hit. There was a 100% frame advantage for Misocrats there. Del's on Fire does not care.
Doesn't care. He's got a strategy. He's going to stick to it. Tries to press. Here comes the kick, the hit, spin bar. Yes, sir. Corners up. Now you got to deal with me. Nice little stand medium kicks to claim space and just walk back and shut down anything Del's wants to do in that situation. Right? It's going to catch a jump forward. It's going to catch a dash. It's going to catch a light normal just to claim space. Nice stuff.
Yeah, young Zeku standing forward seems to be a really money tool here for Misocrats. So far, every round where they've ended up in a spot where they can just sort of try to play a little bit more passive, walk back, standing medium kick, those are the rounds that they're winning. Taking this life lead, playing out their turn, and then trying to play shimmies. Here's the problem. If you play that high energy, fishing for the fierce crush counter, that's where Delzon gets the high money play. The problem with a risk-reward play is Delzon's parry utilization shifts that risk hugely into their favor. We are just one... No, I'm sorry. We are going to be able to close that out. We did have the bar in the back from Misocrats to close out that round. 2-1.
Zeku wins.
Yeah, this is definitely both players swinging and adapting at high speed, right? You see Misocrats moving back, using some different buttons, throwing off the timing. Nice little conversion routes. You know Miso is always maximizing and optimizing damage. And we're here, 2-1. This is an important game. Del's has to win 2 straight or he's going to go back into the spectator seats. Let's throw this time. Okay, Roundhouse going to crush counter. Nice DP anti-air. Pick it up for anti-air. DP conversion. What am I saying? We over? Toss him.
Oh, what a nice whiff punish out of Misocrats, setting up a spacing trap on the crouching fierce out of Del's on Fire. A hearty life lead here for them. And I feel like one of the things that, you know, you can run the risk of is with Del's on Fire's tendency towards making the riskier defensive decisions, it's super easy to overplay your hand when you have a life lead against Del's on Fire.
Back to this respectful nooch, though it's a little bit forbidden. There's the jump here from Del's, trying to push Miso to the corner and keep that positioning. Looking for errant Raiko, now out of V-trigger. Nice whip
man,
punish.
Delzon. Yeah, I mean, that's a spot where fishing for solar plexus is definitely your highest value play. Misokratz was definitely ready for that. In the old Zeku, which is I mean, maybe not the form you want to be in here. You want something that has some slightly faster buttons, but you can definitely try to make something happen here. 25 seconds left on the clock. Delzon too far away to capitalize on the standing fierce.
Nice little stand short to check the movement. I really like the use of that. Miso staying old, saying, look, you can jump. I've got an anti-air DP. I'm going to be throwing out Kokus to chip that health up and build some gray. Do what you want. Good punish.
All right. Yeah, took his turn with the standing strong, trying to fish. Slight life lead for Delzon. There's that patented Delzon background house anti-air. No DPs in this house.
They are a strongly anti-DP home. They got the sign on the door. Abandon your DP, all that enter here. Okay, gonna rock the copter out of the corner and back to Nooch.
Oh, okay. I like that little spacing trap, standing forward into standing short. Fireball behind it. Delzon Fire still has a slight life deficit, but there is V-Trigger available, but you can see that Delzon isn't necessarily playing for a V-Trigger activation just yet. Finds it off of EX Fireball, gets the pickup after as well, and now we get to be in the driver's seat. Really wants to bring this back. This is set point for Misokratz, who overcommits on the V-Trigger. It's going to cost them that round.
Yep, nice easy punish there for Delzon Fire. Gets the hits. Now we're around a piece in what might be the most important match of Delzon Fire's CPT career at this time.
EX Graham playing a lot more with the woodland critters right now as Misokratz wants to bring in some help to make this happen. Fishing with the Fierce. It does connect this time. Now they have Delz on the back foot in the corner. Really playing so aggressive, but it's in a spot where it's all wish punishes. That was all the assumption-based punish. Back foot against the wall now as Delzon finds that back throw.
Yep, gonna spend quite a bit of bar there just to push. Gets the counter hit conversion here into the corner. Little delayed down medium punch to catch Miso pressing, and we're going 2-2.
Oh, damn. We're bringing this to a game 5. I have to let the people know, in case you don't know, in this top 8 right now, 2 players qualified literally just on the results of the final ranking tournament, which I believe, Tom, you and I also had the privilege of commentating there. Right. But Joe Umerogan, Delzon Fire and Will Intentions both only qualified on the performances of the last of the CPT World Warrior Canada East ranking tournaments. So both of these players have so much to prove going in this last game. If you qualify on the last one in the way that they did, for context, right? Silver Rupee entered the last bracket and was seeded above them by, I think, a 5 and a 15-point spread respectively.
Yep, sounds about right.
And Silver Rupee's performance in the final of the ranking tournament matches, unfortunately, I think they went 0-2 or 1-2. So it was exactly the perfect storm for both Will Intentions and Delzon Fire to have really lucrative runs and make it just enough points in order to make it to this bracket today. Both of them on the verge of going 0-2 in the final bracket, though neither one of them wants, you don't want to qualify in that way and then not make it at the last second, go out 0-2. Granted, the opponents they will have lost against are obviously super talented, but it's not how you want it to go.
Right, yeah, I mean, no one wants to go 0-2 in a bracket, right? That's just not. Oh, dang, no. Silver Rupee in the chat. I was going to say, Rupee, you better mute your mic. You better mute the chat real quick, but no, Rupee heard it all. He heard it all. And now we're going into this final game. Misokratz versus Delzon Fire. It is 2-2. Loser gets a bag of popcorn. Winner heads to fight the winner of the next match. Excuse me, the loser of winners matches. Brackets are hard.
The winner of this plays the loser of Umerogan and Zeus Nuts. So definitely no easy brackets moving forward.
Y'all can tell I'm not esports certified. Yo, gets the sweep, pushes the press, but sees there's the dynamite and waits. Smart stuff from Delz, but a nice little down medium punch buffer, a little run cancel, and we do it again all the way to the corner this time.
Yeah, you can see, and it's once again, it's this spot. Misokratz gets Delzon to the corner and then really starts fishing with, Crouching Fierce and Crouching Strong on young Zeku. And Delzon has already demonstrated a willingness to V-skill parry through that stuff and really try to blow them up for it.
Here, EX gonna go through, He's gonna reach, nice reaction to Miso. EX DP gonna spend the bar, and we're back to Nooch now, a small life lead here, and just gonna start chipping away.
Right, trying to press the issue. Delzon on the back foot in terms of life, but having that V-trigger available, Misocrats only has one more activation of their V-trigger to try to make something happen. So each of these pokes has a little bit more potential behind it, but the chip damage is going to add up over time. Trigger about to run out for Delz, and it is gone. We didn't get as much out of it as we might like. Oh, the Weasel!
Yes,
the Weasel save!
yes.
And we close it out off that? God damn!
Yeah, you sure do. You sure do. That conversion was so sick from Misocrats. Looking again like one of the best Zekus in NA. Kept him standing.
Oh. I love Misocrats switching back to trying to use a little bit more standing short. Standing short on young Zeku is so good between the walk speed and just the range of it. It's such a great way to try to put a little bit of a pause in your opponent. Be like, you do need to respect this tool. I'm sorry.
Yep, run stop EX. A little bit of a trade there. Has the corner. Del's trying to walk out. EX fireball not doing much. Spends the bar, but Miso blocking. The crush counter slide gonna land. Plus, he pressed.
Oh, standing short confirmed. Gonna get the side switch off of the V-trigger. Spending the extra bar, press the issue. But we're in old, so the pressure is only gonna last for so long. Delzon finds the activation point. This is set point. I'll remind everybody from Misocrats right now, Delzon is fighting out of the corner to move on in this bracket.
Okay, Miso swinging still has some V-trigger. You can't jump. Oof. Now she's gonna spend one bar, and you have to make a decision here.
But the amount of damage that Ryu has available to him, just for the one bar, we get the knockdown, back throw into the corner. We have a very slight life lead for Misocrats, but this is doable for both players here. The Weasel connects, the Graham does not. Calling out all the woodland critters. Wants the bait, no low forward. 15 seconds left on the clock, fireball connects. Delzon can absolutely make this happen, and does with the low forward. We're going to the final round.
Final round. Fight.
We out here playing for all the marbles. Walks under it, whiffs, but she still gets the press. Solar Plex is gonna connect off the wall. We got Vans, DP, and now we're back to neutral. Del's on fire with a little bit of a life lead to start this off.
Vans, I saw a little bit of Chuck Taylor, man, chucked him across the floor and then picked up after with the DP. What a big starter here. Has that V-trigger, though, is Misocrats to try to press through that fireball. Catching the forward dash, but nothing off of it because they wanted the run.
Yeah, I love the way she's using the boots, right? Putting out the Doc Martens. Got the slide, got the kick. Now we just back to that stagger pressure, aiming for those toes.
This is so close.
Normals. Big hit. EXDP. We come to the corner.
Oh, the back throw. Delzon's back throws in the corner. I need a counter for this. Dash forward, nothing comes of it. Misocrats wanted the back throw so badly. Mini charge on the fireball, making it happen.
Gets the hit on that one. Gets
low forward connects. Del's on fire.
Close it out.
Are you serious?
Ryu.
I'm gonna speak absolute truths right now. Misocrats was one of my favorites to make it deep in this bracket today. Misocrats' performance in the final qualifier made a forever fan out of me. And just, had they taken that dub over Brutus, I mean, I don't know how it would have gone against Fluxwaves, but they would have been in a great spot to make stuff go forward. But for Delzon to sneak into the top 8 just in the final qualifier off of Silver Rupee's performance and now come out with another reverse 3-0. In fact, that is now 2 close 3-2s that Misocrats has lost out on to unfortunately keep them out of the Capcom Pro Tour.
We got some instant replay for y'all to go back through some of the highlight moments of that match. I see the hashtag going. We got that nice hit and stun. Stands cans here. Gonna get that big hit. Animal calls up for the mix. Look at all those plus frames. Look at them. Look at them. Sweet perfect after the bad parry. Oh, there's that little micro step forward to get the stun.
Yeah, and we can see it was these kinds of spots from Delzon where stuff really worked. Delzon's counterplay in the corner was really the big problem here. The amount of times that Delzon found a crazy back throw or even here a reversal CA the second Misocrats thought they had a little bit of initiative to make some stuff happen.
Man, look at that pickup though from Miso with the animal activation, walking away. This could have been anybody's set. Nice little punish there on the bad V-trigger activation from Miso for Delz. And now we're back to this corner where Delz insistently claimed space, insistently fought forward. Big stuns, big hits.
I feel like I think that the tenacity out of Dells is it's rare that I feel like Dells crumbles, right? Because I think it is more a thing that when Dells looks like they're really struggling or crumbling defensively, it's just because their defensive choices, they just don't have a good read. I think on a good day or a bad day, in every instance, Dells on Fire is willing to make a riskier play. I think it's just a question of whether that calculation behind why you've decided to make that play is there or not. It's not that they're unafraid to do wake up CA or wake up low forward or wake up DP. It's where they choose to do it. In some matches, they've got it on the money, and in other ones, they don't. This was a matchup where they really landed on the pulse there and were able to close that one out.
Yep, and we definitely saw some clutchness there close to the end, right after that back throw, the back throw incident of 2022 with Dells getting that back throw and kind of stepping it, and at that point, standing strong and making sure like, yo, I'm not going to overextend, I'm just going to claim my space and stress you out. But now we got Will Intentions going up against DB Gen, Fong versus Seth. This is going to be a banger.
Definitely something of a weirder matchup, and I feel like we got to watch this matchup in the last qualifier as well. I might try to pull it up on another tab to recall what the results were. But, you know, Seth obviously being a lower health character means that in a matchup like this one, if Will Intentions can keep a lid on the intensity that Seth can bring to the table, it's going to be a problem. We're just going to have to see how well is Will Intentions going to be able to control the matchup.
Right, Poison's actually going to play a little bit more of a factor as well because of that lower health, going to build it up. Right now we got the Nishikyu and we're back to it. Pretty metered play from both players right now. Wow, as I say it, a dash from Will Intention gets the throw. Trade sweep, and now DB Gen does have the corner. Gonna raw activate. Oh no! I got another one. You're still floaty. Axe kick over the throw, gets the bait. DB Gen clutching it out in that first round, looking strong. Okay, jump.
I just pulled up.
Nice little pickup. But
I just pulled up the results. These players are literally 50-50 with one another on fgcombo.com, so this could go either way. And in terms of the character matchup, I can believe it, right? If one of them, if Will Intentions is able to stymie the explosive potential of Seth, then Seth is just going to bleed away. But if DB Gen gets through and is able to make some stuff happen like that as they go through the V-skill and find the shimmy, how far are we going to press this issue? Oh, he wanted to play for the CA after a standing reset. V-reversal gets us out of the corner for Will Intentions, but the
oh
counter
no,
crouch
it breakdanced himself
them
back in. Man heard a sick beat and tried to spin. Nice little conversion here from DB Gen. This is a lot of damage. Do not believe it's going to kill, but we're going to see a setup. What are we betting on?
Yeah, we got
dash throw.
V-shift. V-shift meets V-shift. This is hard, but I suppose not impossible for Will Intentions. The thing is, there are pockets where Fong can be really explosive. Here's the problem. It is exactly that. DB Gen has represented that tool very well. DB Gen on this loadout with Seth right now has tools that they can represent to try to bypass some of the poison stuff that can come out of Fong, and we're going to have to see whether Will Intentions is going to make meaningful adjustments around that to be a little bit more active in the mid-range to slow DB Gen down.
Right, they need to throw those traps out of the range that's going to whiff, right? We saw it in the first round that DB Gen tried that, and it actually whiffed, putting himself in the corner, but Will Intentions is going to have to use that to set some things up or absolutely stop throwing poison traps. Nice recovery, caught it.
You can see, wow, Will Intentions is really fishing with sleeves right now. Deep cross-up connects. Unfortunately, nothing really comes of it based on the spacing. Oh,
nice
overcommits.
Down medium punch. I got anti-air DPs, though. I'm ready. K running in. Hekatonkeries. Takes back the turn, gets the crush counter, but I'm out of dodge, says DB Gen. What a press. I'm not getting mixed. I'm pressing. Blocks the fake overhead. Activation. What a press.
Once you pressure, they shoot all of these neutral security. Oh my god. Trades the special kick with the poison trap. V-trigger cancel off of it to close it out. Caught Will Intentions resting on their laurels. You thought your poison trap made you safe? No, sir.
No. Nah, we don't sell poison traps in this economy. It's inflated. It's overdone. It's overdriven.
Do you understand my
Everybody
sleight of hand
has a
score?
poison trap. Man's been playing D&D all day, I can tell.
Oh, I was.
Vince. Yo, nice down medium punch buffer run to the corner here. Techs out, does Will Intentions.
Taking that turn. Yeah, there's definitely a degree of confidence to DBGen's play that you can see that Will Intentions is sort of struggling to deal with. I feel like one of the problems with Fong is you really need to... You have to exert a degree of confidence and composure in controlling the game, and if your opponent is able to feel confident at any point, it is hard for Fong to keep a lid on that. If they feel like they have any ability to control stuff, it is super hard. Your opponent needs to be second-guessing everything, and right now, DBGen seems like they're largely in control. I say that despite having approximately even life, and now Will Intentions with the bait in the same sequence that lost them out on game 1.
Yeah, plays it kind of cool. Doesn't want to get EXDP'd, but now out of the corner is DBGen. Going to start up a little bit of the pressure. You're reaching. Going to get the hit. Hekatonkeries, CA. And that is 2 games straight for DBGen. 1 game away from moving forward in this bracket.
Yeah, what's wild about this, too, is it seems like this is a matchup where not a lot of EX meter is getting used for DBGen in the neutral. So look at the amount of times... what's that? The 3rd straight round that has ended in CA out of DBGen to close that out. The resources are just there for them.
Yeah, they're there, they're available, the big damage is ready. And then we're gonna have to see what kind of adaptations we're gonna get out of Will Intention to keep themselves in this bracket. Otherwise, they might be going heading back to the McDonald's dojo to pick up a McDouble.
Oh, nice whiff punish out of Will Intentions. Wants to press the issue. But, I mean, we spoke of the lower health of Seth and how much it could cause a problem here, but the passivity, I mean, when Fong is really winning, it's because they're able to be annoying, right? They live in that pocket, they pester you and poke you. A lot of this stuff adds up, and, like, the poison damage adds on to extra pokes. We're not seeing that here. In fact, we're seeing DBGen is largely able to equalize things here. Still on a slight life deficit. Nah, I take it all back. We get the stun here, a life lead, and a stun in the back.
Yeah, not going to have the full CA combo here, but a big hit anyway, 19. Can try to run away, goes with a little twirly twirl, doesn't catch him. Sweep, activate, and now this is the chance for Will Intention to make something happen. EX trap, walks underneath.
All right, the poison will add up. I kind of wish that Will Intentions would play this a little bit slower. I love taking their turn there. Overcommits to the stand jabs, wanted the confirm, but needed 1 less tap than they had. The poison is adding up. We're just not going to have the bar, but baits the reversal. Will Intentions is able to close out that round. DBGen saw the light at the end of the tunnel and ran towards it. They didn't understand what the light meant.
No, man, dude was in a haunted house. The only thing in that light was a bunch of fog and a train horn.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby, they're a haunted house. They got to find another superstition.
Okay, delays the axe kick, a nice little hit here. This time the breakdown's going underneath. Will Intentions has been trying to do that most of the set, and it's finally coming to fruition. The walk back with the roundhouse gets the reach, and now has
chase down. One issue is the prevalence of neutral jump out of Seth. Just the fact that axe kick is a threat means going to the air is inherently a better choice for Seth than characters that don't have an air tool. And it seems like Will Intentions hasn't represented options that give them the chance to catch an up neutral jump or an up back in the way that I think they need to make DBGen feel like they're floundering on defense.
Right. Nah, DBGen's not even close to fishing. He's not floundering. He's not salmon. Nice little sweep here. Gonna come in. The axe kick, side switch. Takes back the turn, but Will Intention showing better defense here.
Yeah, DBGen went for low, tried to turn out that base. It's not going to work. No anti-air there as well, though. It's still the problem. There's a little bit of treble going on in this match right now. EX hands to try to press the issue. We have a life lead and 30 seconds left on the clock, though. Will Intentions can try to keep this a little bit slower.
Yeah,
nice.
He's going to break dance in and close it out, and now we're looking 2-1. Will Intentions getting a score for themselves and maybe stemming the bleeding a little bit. Got a band-aid on that cut. We'll find a way to fight back.
They're getting a little bit more comfortable playing in that pocket and trying to... One thing that we're seeing is Will Intentions is waiting that extra second that it seems like they need to inspire an active choice out of DBGen in some of these pockets and make that work. I think Fong really needs to be smoking you on counter hits to make you feel uncomfortable against them.
Tries to break down Thunder, but the twirly kick's going to catch. I like that again, trying to blow up these axe kicks while delaying the breakdance. Sweep going to catch the toes. Woo!
Oh. Right, there is so much fishing happening right now.
Will tries to walk out and get a button press, but nice stand jab. Gonna take that back for Will. Traps out. Oh, he's over the top this time. We do it again.
Oh my god. Oh no, sweep connects, but only the first hit does. Shimmy, no bite. It was a bite, just nothing came of it. Finding the trigger activation, Will Intention on the back foot. Is this going to be enough to chip kill? Yes, it will. DB Gen is back on set point.
I like the decision here. Spend the bar. I'm going to build it. I want to get that set point. I want to put more pressure on Will Intention to make them think about more things. Now they're not just thinking about the matchup. They're thinking about, I can't lose.
Right, JoJo punches. Doesn't really come of it. We reset back to neutral. And it's these neutral jumps. Fong not having a great answer for this different type of anti-air approach is really continuing to be the problem for Will Intentions. You have to shut down your ground game so much to dissuade that air approach, and DB Gen is doing such a great job of keeping the mental stack full on both ends. Damn, even the late delay cancel on the coward crouch still gets smoked. Trigger activation out of Will Intentions.
Okay, nice little counter hit down, medium punch, and get the activation. Going to take all the way to the corner. This is the positioning that DB Gen wants. Going to cash out as much meter as possible. Nice little delay down jab is going to catch Will, reaching one too many times, wanting the throw tech. And DB Gen is going to take it 3-1 over Will Intentions to move forward into losers' quarters.
Great performance out of DB Gen. Thanks so much for playing Will Intentions. That matchup just seemed so difficult. And on top of just the matchup in general, DB Gen's verticality, bringing that element to it versus the weakness in that area out of Fong. I mean, Fong's best anti-airs, right? Is like what? Crouching Fierce in some of those spots. He's not a character that you necessarily associate with having a super strong anti-air game. A lot of the time where Fong is anti-airing people, it's because he has set up a trap in front of him and is choosing to anti-air because they're going to the air as a means of engaging with his ground game. Seth is going to the air in lieu of playing the ground game. So it puts a whole different spin on things that it seemed like Will Intentions just wasn't able to find an answer for.
Yep, okay, we got the replay here. I love this extension. Launch them straight into the sky, takes up the corner. Big throw here, and then that walk forward. You see the reach from Will Intentions, right? Getting blown up by the walk forward axe kick. Again, these conversions into CA, big damage. And I think you mentioned it, Brad, that there's so many times that because DB Gen wasn't spending EX meter, always seemed to have that CA ready. We're going to see it again right here.
Yeah.
Man had the bar ready and was ready to do damage.
That was, it was at least half of the round wins for DB Gen. The only time an EX bar was spent on something besides CA was in a spot like that where they tried to bust out with the EX reversal. I think this is another sequence that ends in CA. No, that was one of the ones where DB Gen was able to get the kill. But this is one where we do see here. Even the chip kill into the CA.
Okay, gets the big fierce in the corner, carried. Look at this hit. Spends the EX, goes with the big dive. And then that delay down jab to clutch it out. You know, watching these replays, and granted, this is like a very single lens view of the match. It shows how much throw teching was part of the downfall of Will Intentions, right? You saw so many times that a throw tech got blown up. And I mean, there's a lot of other things I'm sure that added up to that, but I think that was actually a big portion of it.
No, I definitely agree. So, big ups to DB Gen, going to move on. Plays against the loser of what I imagine will be our next match as I look over and check the bracket order. But winner side of top 8 to determine who makes winners finals. Flux Waves versus Brutus. The loser of that plays DB Gen. And then Joe Umerogan and Z's Nuts, the loser of that, going on to play Dells on Fire. Who do you think is going to be moving on to this winners finals here? Let's look at this first match that I imagine is going to be the next one. Flux Waves and Brutus.
All right. On paper, Brutus is in a lot of trouble. His CFN is officially small boy big trouble right now, right? Flux Wave Zed going to be rocking that poison. A really, really, really tough matchup for Zangief. And Abigail, I believe. But I'm going to throw it out there and say that when it comes to clutch, when it comes to figuring out the opponent, and when it comes to making bad matchups look good, Brutus is one of the best. I've seen it time and time again. I've seen it in person. I've seen it online. If anybody can overcome this bad matchup, it can be Brutus. So the question is Flux Wave Zed going to step forward, put it down and say, nah, I'm holding you at bay, or is Brutus going to find the key?
Yeah, Brutus jumping right in with the Abigail for this one. I imagine wanting the fact that Abigail has the run to him with the armor. I imagine that's part of the choice for this. Besides, on top of having the slightly longer range, probably wants to be able to compete from a slightly farther distance into poison. But Fluxwave's already representing the up kicks there as a tool against this neutral play out of Brutus, already on the back foot in life.
Yeah, look how much damage this down Fierce is doing, right? Literally just walking out of range. If he tries to jump, we're seeing the DP. Goes for the nice little Rossetti here to catch the reach, but Brutus not biting. And now we're back to the down Fierce play. Stand jab anti-airs, though. We still got those. Gonna have to activate to be safe. What's Brutus gonna do?
Yep, one suppress issue. Oh, the EX run, and that was what we wanted. It was exactly what we wanted. Want that armor to be able to bulldoze through, finding the EX command grab. We've got stuff in the back to try to press the issue. V-trigger, that's gonna kill. I thought we were gonna have to play for stun, but no siree. Closing out the first round, all it takes is one shot.
And that's gonna be the path to victory for Brutus here, right? Poison's got a lot of strengths, but her wake-up game is not one of them. If Brutus gets Fluxwave knocked down, the entire rhythm of the match completely changes.
Right? Jump ins. The fact that Fluxwaves is being put on the back foot and walking back to the corner is a big thing here, right? Because if Abigail is able to slowly walk you to the corner, that just means eventually they get to a spot where they can definitively make a choice against you. Fluxwaves getting out of the corner, getting a healthier life lead, now getting to be the aggressor, and they're going to get to choose to move out on their own accord, which they do there.
Very nice big run stop here. Brutus holding forward, trying to find a way, and the down Fierce is back in play. I like that hold. Saw the giant swing and just comes through with the punish. The reaction DPs are there. We go with back Fierce activation.
Oh my god!
V reversal. Here comes Brutus.
I'll take your V gauge and I'll raise you half your life bar. EX run into punches. V shift back into V break. We've reset. Plus frames out of Fluxwaves. We find the back throw out of Brutus. That was definitely a defensive tech. Dash forward. Nothing's really going to come of it. This is such a hard spot to be in for Brutus. We don't have much going for the armor. There's not really anything there. Dash forward out of Fluxwaves to take the turn, and a round is on the board for Fluxwaves.
Yeah, that EX run punch is mad minus. Dash up, counter hit, medium punch gonna connect. Resets him out the sky with the low forward. There's the parry coming through for Brutus this time. Trying to get those reads in action, and now the throw. Fluxwave back to the corner. Boots on the ground. Activation.
That was really fishing with the crouching Fierce. Nothing really comes of it. Burning the V gauge out of Brutus is not a bad thing. Spending some resources, putting out the fire and the flames will carry on. Next touch would be stun. We're not going to get anything for it. No, we're too far away for the EX Abigail punch. Capcom, please, this character.
He does have an activation, though, but he's got to get in. Fluxwave happy to play the sweep, but didn't hit the activation. At this time, the second sweep's going to do it. Woo! Gravity still works. You're on the ground. You have to see what Brutus is going to do. Goes for the low. No, the anti-air whiffs. The anti-air whiffs, and Brutus is dead for it.
Oh my god, what an explosive first game already, but I have to say this Abigail pick out of Brutus definitely has every tool that they need. That's the thing about grapplers, right? You need to make 2 or 3 right reads. Brutus is demonstrating the ability to make that happen, but are we going back into the lobby? I don't know that I want to see the Geef here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe just taking a breather, right? As you're seeing in the chat call out, that stand jab anti-air is not really all that useful these days. They patched it back, and we saw it there getting exploited with him just using that as the autopilot button.
I see the pinned message in chat, quote, if Abigail Poison wasn't 400-0, Brutus wins this 50-0. Shout outs to Del's on Fire. Giving us the chuckles here on the mic.
Yo, I gotta be honest, chat. Y'all keep me entertained this beautiful, beautiful Saturday evening. But yeah, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen here. If we're gonna get the switch, is it Zangief? Are we getting the big boy?
No.
We're not. We're staying Abigail. Looks like the same loadout too, if I remember right.
Yeah, so I guess we just wanted the breather. Yeah, I mean, there's no way Brutus picks the tire in this matchup, right? Like, you absolutely don't have the range to safely get tire out in neutral, and you're never going to want to surrender Oki for tire on a character like this where you need to get in. So V-Skill 1, V-Trigger 2 is definitely going to be the play.
Okay, now does have that corner. I like some of the choices there. You saw the giant swing to go over, trying to use the Taskmaster swing to get out of dodge. Yeah, Brutus ain't having it. The down Fierce connects.
Does a command grab stun here? It's not going to matter. You're going to get smoked by the Crouching Fierce. No, we don't get a whiff punish on the EX whip. And the Molotov connects. It's fine. Standing Fierce does connect, but the Flip Tech doesn't connect. Low forward into EX Abigail punches. That was so... I want to say scrambly. Scrambly isn't the word. It's that there's a lot of tools that felt like they should have connected, but didn't.
Okay, the anti-air here, nice. Goes for the Rossetti, gets a couple more hits, gonna be +1. Trying to get a little aggressive here, but Brutus happy to press. Gravity still works, hitting the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Gravity's really working against Flux Waves right here.
Yeah, I
my
mean,
God,
he's
and you
playing
can
that
see
John Mayer
Flux
song
Waves...
as loud as he can, and none of us want to hear it. Yo, back
Yeah.
throw has the corner.
None of us want to hear it. You should appreciate it. The damn fine guitar player. EX armor
Guitar
run
player's music
through...
sucks. Big hit.
We'll have words off stream. We're pressing the issue here as Brutus, just like Tom, is pressing the downvote button on John Mayer on the playlist. A game is on the board for Brutus.
Yeah, absolutely clutch play there from Brutus, getting the heavy pushes, sending him to the corner, and now we are 1 game apiece. This is what Brutus needs to do to win this set.
There's no slow dancing going on in this burning room. They are playing so intensely. This is a foxtrot if I've ever seen one, maybe even a quick step. I did indeed just make some ballroom dancing references.
You did, yeah. And you officially stepped into a realm that I got no wittiness about. I was like, well, yep, we're out of my knowledge zone. So we are going back to character select again. The question is Fluxwave going to bring out one of the other characters, right? I mean, we've seen the Poison now, but we know there's a Mika.
We know there's a Minot. There's another character that Fluxwaves have been playing, and I feel
Flux
mad
has
that
an
I
Abigail. I've seen Fluxwaves with an Abigail before.
No way.
It's been a minute.
There's no way it's
I've seen
happening.
it. We're not going to see the mirror. Okay, no, just
No,
breather.
hey, we should have.
Oh,
No, it wasn't a
cocktail.
breather. Went off of. I think that's off of V skill one.
Yeah, got rid of the swing, I think.
Yeah, Fluxwaves. When Fluxwaves picks the swing, I feel like Fluxwaves is playing with them a little bit. And one thing there is Brutus was doing a great job of crouching jab every time the swing came out, and I think that's a skill where if Fluxwaves knows they can get away with swing, they'll use it and abuse it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to test the knowledge of your opponent, and Fluxwave is one of the best at doing it. Nice little stand, medium punch, walk forward throw. The Millie Rock has him in the corner. Now you got to figure out what's going to happen here. Back dashing and down Fearsome. The game plan started again. What a jump out of range of the sweep. He knew he wanted to activate, and now you're stunned.
I mean, they can Millie Rock on every block, but there's no blocks happening here. Fluxwaves finds the back throw off the stun to close out this first round now in Game 3.
Yeah, we're going to see kind of what goes on out here in this set, but this is a big one for Fluxwave. Just going to march forward into that punch. Tries to react, but not going to connect. The low forward into the EX punches. Abigail has the corner, and the party is officially starting for Brutus.
Right? Sweeping a double cartwheel. This is the same sequence that really exposed this last round for Fluxwaves. That's one of the advantages for cartwheel here for Fluxwaves is the ability to really rapidly reposition on the screen, finding that low strong right into the throw. I think we're still, depending on the touch, okay, now we're at like 1 touch for stun. And I love that Fluxwaves is being a little bit more passive, but still smoked by the early EX run.
No, the armor's
Oh my God.
Can kill? No,
You're
no,
dead.
No, can kill. Can kill. Had the V-trigger extension. Yo.
Final round.
Brutus.
Fun match.
Brutus, you're about to make me your biggest fan.
How does John Mayer feel about that? Yo, coming back.
How does John Mayer feel? I imagine he doesn't. I imagine he doesn't care.
That's probably you're probably right.
He's trying to sell some silver skies. I'm sure he's fine.
He's still mad about parking lots. All right, we got this corner dashing out, down light punches, and just trying to march Flux into the corner. Is Bruce to stand short, stopping the giant swing, trying to find his way out.
Oh my God! Almost checked that forward dash. Oh no! The jump out from Fluxwaves there, huge. Spends the 1 bar. Is gonna get the big knockdown here. How are we gonna press the issue? Oh, wanted the parry.
It was like a parry. Yeah, got tossed for his troubles.
Whoa!
Fast Fierce through the fire. Yo, these arms don't.
He's been to a protester too. He knows what to do about a Molotov.
Oh, we jump out
Okay.
those. Good awareness. Good awareness with the double jump. Like, oh, you're going to keep charging? Let me just stay in the air and hopefully I get away from this. Threading the needle is Fluxwave Zed. Now a 2-1 on Brutus. Putting Brutus in a tough situation.
You definitely still stay Abigail, right? There's no way in hell that you switch to
Don't change.
Zangief
You
on
do not
this.
change. You do not change.
Yes, what's up, Eddie? Yes, every set in this bracket is going to be first to 3.
Everything.
Just want to give you all the Street Fighter V that you can see.
Yeah, we got to make sure these players get the ultimate opportunity to shine, to prove they are truly the greatest in Canada East, to represent their region at CPT in February. Yo, nice anti-air DP. We're back to round 1 now.
Yeah, those reactions out of Flux Waves, like, that is one of the things that makes Flux Waves one of the most dangerous players to bump into in bracket. Especially once it becomes a first to 3, Flux Waves is so good at getting a read on, like, okay, what do I need to be reacting to against you? And they just hone in on it.
Yeah. They definitely hone in on it, but you're seeing a lot of good reads here coming out of Brutus. Seeing these rhythms coming from Flux Waves. Nice, gets the conversion and the activation, has the corner. Big Metro City charge, catches him low. This is a lot of damage. Don't hold up. Yo, he restood him.
You did.
Watch the overhead, does Flux.
Burn your hard crouching jab. It's fine. I don't care about the smoke. I got all the flames right here. Round on the board for Brutus.
Yo, you know those tire wristbands are fire retardant. My man's fine.
Oh, absolutely.
Pop, gets him out the sky, now has the corner. I like the V-shift idea, but able to react and block. And Flux Wave is still fighting for their life right here.
So aggressive out of Brutus. Understands they have Flux Waves on the back foot, and it's like, well, I can't let you out of the corner. That's not gonna stun. Oh,
Yes,
did
it
I
is.
lie?
Yes, it is.
I lied.
Back
I'm a
fierce
dirty
conversion,
liar.
And now you're going to see a couple of hits here. I think he kills as well. No, barely
No,
alive.
not without trigger, but it's fine. Walk up, standing jab to close it out. The proper meaty does it, and we are going to game 5.
We are 2-2 in this set. Can Brutus overcome the bad matchup to move himself into winners finals of this top 8 and take himself one step closer to qualify for Capcom Cup? Or is Flux Wave Zed? Is Flux Wave Zed gonna flex it out? Yo, Abigail winning
Oh
this
my
tournament
God.
would be the ultimate Canadian thing. Overhead while you
I'm
run.
not gonna lie to you right now. Flux Waves not being in winners finals of this tournament would already be the big thing. I'll go into it more after the set because right now we have some actual fighting game play to commentate as Brutus is trying to work their way out of the corner. And Flux Waves is being forced to be so passive. Brutus is doing such a good job of living in that pocket where Flux Waves needs to be headed.
Yeah, but I like that jump to go over the anti-air and then get the punish. +1 on that heart rate. Backdashes out, does Brutus. And again, we see this hold forward mentality. I have to get in, I have to do damage. There's the activation. Why you be reversal and get gripped? To the corner now, ride the Metro Express. We got 2! If he's gonna go for 3.
And to trigger, next touch is stun, and that's gonna do it. Brutus is gonna go to set point over Flux Waves on the winner's side.
Damn, the momentum. Anytime that momentum starts spinning, you see Brutus get things going. Yo, but that jump light gonna get past the big jump roundhouse. So far right now, Flux Wave Zed not caving to the pressure. Nice little conversion. One touch away from stun. Okay, the V reversal saving.
All right, crouching jab counter swing. We're not going to get trigger, at least not for a little bit. If Brutus gets trigger at all, it's going to be a hard fight in order to get there. Low forward into EX. Abigail punches, wants to press the issue, but by pushing Flux Waves through this far through the screen, it's going to be hard for Brutus to get into that pocket that they've done such a good job of fighting in. Oh, as I say that, though, they have Flux Waves at the corner.
Oh, he went for it
Oh,
again.
no.
He went for 2. The V-shift was there. Spend the bar, get the kill. Do not let Brutus live. We're going last game, last round.
I don't even know what to think. The fact that Flux Wave spent that resource is huge for Brutus, because obviously going into the next round without it means that you're a slight bit more comfortable in the neutral, but you still have to fight through poison. A strong start as the flip connects. Wanted the run reset. We're not going to get it. Flux Waves gets the back throw, and now Brutus is back up against the corner, gives Flux Waves the whole stage to navigate with.
Okay, back throw though does have the corner. Tries to parry, but it's an empty jump. Has
That
Flux Wave
empty
solved
jump-
the riddle?
That empty jump was the most galaxy brain thing that there was. Trigger activation out of Brutus. Wanted to get the connect on the V-shift back. It is not going to work. Flux Waves finds the 2 brilliant decisions between 1, the empty jump to blow up the armor, And to that delay V-shift there did everything in order to make that happen for them. I was going to lose my mind, no disrespect to Brutus, if Brutus took that. That was so close to a huge upset because, I mean, I say an upset, but as someone who's been an online commentator for the last couple of years, Fluxwaves getting deep in an East Coast bracket, Canada, US, or in general,
Right.
is something of a foregone conclusion. One of the most dominant players that we have had in these online brackets for a while. Probably going into this a favorite. I think they were like number 2 seed or number 3 seed into this bracket. No, I'm sorry. As I look at it, it's a number 1 seed. So it definitely would have been an upset.
Definitely been dominant, but now you're going to see this Brutus, how he was able to try and clutch things out. There's the stand jab not working as an anti-air. Flux taking advantage of that with a jump medium, but now you're going to see Brutus bring some of that momentum, right? Anytime that Metro City Crash activated, that's when Brutus really started to get the party starting. Trying to jump out of the corner there and jump out of the mix. Flux getting hit, but we saw those jumps pay off later. This armor through the V-shift is so sick. Kapow! Always having those extensions. Yo, what's good, Rico? Appreciate it. Yo, has the corner up. Gonna get the big command grab off the wall. Oh, that's Stun City. You were actually dead.
Yeah, it was crazy here for Brutus. Had so many great calls. It was really just, that's the thing about grapplers, right? Is you live and die by needing to make 2 or 3 big high profile reads, and in literally that last round, Fluxwaves had the right answer in the right 2 spots in order to make that happen. And sometimes as a grappler player, that's just where it happens. Sometimes it's like, well, I did everything else by and large right, but you know, this 1 or 2 decision, I just wasn't on the money.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of by and large right, that dash right there to close the set out from Fluxwave Z was an act of genius. And Fluxwave is now sitting in winners finals, the number 1 seed heading to winners finals. So the bracket math is currently adding up as we expect. We got another match coming for you right now. Joe Umarogan versus one of my favorite players, Z's Nuts.
Yep, and as you can see on the bracket right there, so Brutus dropping down is going to play against DB Gen, so expect... I actually don't know for sure whether they would choose to play Zangief or Abigail into Seth. It's certainly not a matchup that I would have seen particularly often, but, you know, we'll find out when it happens. Del's on fire, having moved on over Misokrats, waits on the loser of Joe Umarogan and Z's Nuts. Now, I've pulled up FG Combo, and assuming that I have the right player here for Z's Nuts pulled up on FG Combo, because sometimes you see duplicate names in here. This set differential for these 2 players looks to be 57% in Z's Nuts' favor.
And Z's-Nuts going to go with the Kian Masters, doesn't want to deal with the Luke Mirror. We're going to see it. We've seen it before. Z's-Nuts definitely has a high-speed Ken, and we're going to see kind of how this works out. But right now, pretty respectful play to start this first 7 seconds.
Yeah, I like seeing the Ken pick out of Z's-Nuts. I think, actually, for both of these players, I feel like the characters that we more associate them with exemplify a little bit more of their playstyle than you would expect out of Luke. I think they look a little bit sterile on Luke. That's certainly a critique I've levied against Joe Umarogan no shortage of times. It's not going to matter here, sterile or not. Sometimes you need a sterile field as Joe Umarogan closes out this first round surgically.
I'm going to put it out there as, you know, a synonym for sterile is clean, and Joe Umarogan was looking absolutely clean in that first match. And then there's a bad confirm and a nice punish as these nuts going to take him to the corner.
He's just trying to play a little bit more passive, wants to keep Joe Umarogan's back up against the wall here. The future of Street Fighter versus the OG. Ken doesn't have to defend his name yet. He should be completely in the clear to put his name on the table. You should be respecting him. Full stop. Joe Umarogan finds the back throw off the dash forward, though.
Definitely a reversal out here. Now we're out here chucking the fireballs. Gets the crush counter, does Joe Umarogan. This is going to be a lot of damage. God damn, that was like 40%. Why are you reaching?
Throw, that's going to connect for the stun and close out the round. Build out a little bit of extra bar just for good measure. We don't have to take it with you. It's fine. It can go to charity. Someone somewhere is going to get an extra half of a bar courtesy of Joe Umarogan taking this first game on the Luke.
That's the thing about Luke. You know, he might be a bad dude in some ways, but he does donate his extra bar to charity, which is, you know, in these troubling times. a commendable thing to be doing. Nice low forward conversion.
That's the thing from Joe Mirogan on the Luke that is usually one of the reasons why I criticize his Luke, is I find Joe Mirogan's hit confirm ability sometimes can be a little bit lacking, and I think Luke is a character where you want to be able to hit confirm in that way. And the amount of times that we'll see low forward whiff or low forward overcommit out of Joe Mirogan is unfortunate. The overcommitment out of Z's and Nuts. We didn't miss anything. Crouching jab, closing out for the stun. Joe Mirogan looking so dominant right now.
Go back and throwing fireballs. Joe Mirogan looking pretty dominant right now, trying to get himself up 2 games on Z's Nuts. Nice little low forward, gonna take him up. Has the corner up. Bro.
I wish we had seen a back throw there. I think that's a spot where really commonly you'll see someone try to go for a back throw and try to steal that corner position. But Z-Snut's trying to be more dominant. The delay fireball connects, but the immediate EX reversal out of Joe Mirogan.
Yep, gonna chuck that. Plasma has the trade there, taking forward. Yeah, I don't know what you do about this right here. EX, okay, double dash.
Okay.
Punish on the -4.
Joe is looking clean right now, right into the activation. V reversal comes out. Joe Mirogan gets smoked for something, but that's fine. We'll pay that gray life to have this dominant control. Crouching jab, counter hit, confirm out of Joe Mirogan going up 2-0. And I was saying earlier that my critique against Joe had been that his confirms on Luke are sometimes lacking. That's not the thing today. Joe is looking so crisp right now.
Yeah, looking absolutely clean, fighting things up, super strong, and now we're going back to character select. Do we see Z's Nuts go to Akuma, or do we see the Luke mirror?
I imagine we see the Luke. I think if you're jumping back at this point down 2-0, it's to jump up the tier list and get the best look that you can. You got to take a couple steps up that ladder. And that being said, I think if we discount Luke as a Shoto, I personally think that Ken is probably the best Shoto in the game right now. So, I think it's definitely serviceable. I think the problem here is it seems like they're a little bit slacking in the neutral right now, and Joe is just between the confirmability. We are going to see the Luke mirror.
All right, we're going back to it. The battle of the blondes continues, but this time it's the twin brothers. Z's Nuts opening up with some medium kicks just to claim space. I like that. Like, you see Joe fish with that low forward, and Z's Nuts saying, nah, like, yo, check out these shoes. They're white. They're clean. I just bought them. Got 25% off at Adidas.
Okay, Z-Nuts finds the EX Sandblaster through the whiff, has Joe Mirogan on the back foot here, utilizing that standing medium kick just a hair more effectively, and you can see that there's much more passivity coming out of Joe Mirogan right now.
Yo, crush counter sweep this time, says, all right, let's try this one. Joe Mirogan does have an activation on deck, gonna take it off the medium. Marching in, gets the throw.
I mean, when Joe comes marching in, hurrah. We're going to see standing medium kick comes out from Z-Nuts, trying to press the issue. That standing medium kick is such a money button right now. Joe is struggling to find the answer, but you don't have to find the answer if you get in the pocket. No! Whiffs on the EX upper!
Round 2.
Man, unfortunate drop there. Allowing Z-Nuts to clutch things out and take it. I don't think that combo would have killed, but Joe Mirogan in great positioning. Words are hard. Now we're back to swinging in the neutral. Z-Nuts back to the wall currently.
Right. Caught the backdash with the low strong. Okay, nice check on the forward dash by Joe. Has Z-Nuts back in the corner. No confirm off that counter hit.
Activation, double dash, nice little tech there. Probably wanted the back throw for that corner. Now we're back to swinging boots. Medium kicks out.
Ooh, nice anti out of Z-Nuts, who should be able to close this out off that touch. And in fact, will the Luke switch working out for at least the first game. Here's the thing, though. I'm not sure that Joe Mirogan is going to until it's 2-2, but we always have the possibility of the Akuma.
Right. Yeah, but I think I do agree with your assessment there, right? Like, Joe didn't look like he was getting washed. Now we just got to make some adaptations here, but Z-Nuts looking mean. And we're going to see what happens.
Oh no, overcommits to the... Wow, there's a little bit of overcommitment on both sides right now.
Yeah, but that should have been a punish. Not sure what was going on there. Maybe hit the wrong input, hit the wrong green.
Yeah, I'm not
Nice
totally
hit, gets the
sure.
charge, EX. Shoulder tackle to get a little more space. Whiffs the throw, but that's plus on whiff. We all know that. We've been doing that forever. Gets the hit. One more touch to stun. Gets the throw bait. Joe Umarogan is moving. This is going to end the round.
Yeah, oh, we had damage to spare because I think you get another pickup after that Sandblast. Doesn't matter. Joe Marogan is on set point now.
Yeah, it looks like maybe it's figured out some of the patterns of Z's Nuts and is really putting it to use. Z's Nuts, though, checking on the wake up with a little down jab. That form of the normal is so strong. Okay, get out of the corner. I don't want you in there. It's my corner.
Yep. Has Joe Marogan's back up against the wall. Trigger activation could come from Z-Snuts, but instead we miss the meaty. Joe gets the starter. Each of those low forwards, you know, is being having something buffered behind it. Sweep with punish comes out from Z-Snuts, pressing the issue, committing into the V-Trigger. Wants to try to control this, but no! Oh, that's going to scale so much, you might live.
Yeah, there's a lot of scaling because of that activation, right? But he does get a decent amount of damage here. Dashes forward, wakes up with a low. And now just kind of marching him down as Joe Marogan. Just needs one touch to close things out against Z's Nuts to send him down to losers. But a lot of damage on the side of Z's Nuts. We can see something.
Yeah, wanted to take their turn, but Z-Snuts, the story of Z-Snuts is Luke this whole time, committing to tools that are just minus enough that they can lose out on a turn. Joe Marogan keeping it as tight as they can and moving on. The number 1 and number 2 seed playing each other in the winners finals. Sometimes the bracketologists have it correct. Flux Waves is going to be playing against Joe Umarogan, and I think in terms of that was like winners finals or grand finals of the first and second qualifier and went each way in respect. So this really could be anyone's tournament still, just on the winner side. And we still have Z-Snuts to play against Dells on Fire and Brutus versus DBGen to round this out still.
Yeah, this is going to be some wild matches. You know, I put some thought toward what you said about is Brutus going to play Abigail against Seth? And I think the answer is no. I think Brutus goes Geef because that's going to shut down the Axe Kick game for DBGen.
Sure. Okay.
I think it's just an Axe Kick. I think also there's going to be some V-Skill and V-Trigger stuff that's going to make Seth's life a little harder. So I think if I'm Brutus, I go Zangief. That being said, Brutus is 1,000 times the player I am. He's going to make a decision, and whatever it is, it's going to be the right one. But I do believe that's going to be the next match we're going to get. We probably have some replays from that last set coming your way.
Yeah, you can see Joe Marogan made comparatively quick work of the Ken out of Z-Snuts. You can see the degree of control that they had on the screen there, forcing Z-Snuts over to the Luke, which was able to get that one game. But, you know, Joe Marogan was just a little bit more learned. In fact, you know, the reminder there in the replay, you can see that at least one of the rounds Z-Snuts took was a slight overcommitment out of Joe Umarogan, but despite the one game, still able to close out that set.
Yep, nice little combo here. Look at that, the nice little throw bait, walking just slightly in and out of that range, getting the hit for the big kill. Is Joe Umarogan. Pop! We definitely saw some fight back coming from Z's Nuts as well, but in the end, Joe Umarogan came out the stronger Luke today. He did.
And Z-Snuts is still one of my favorite names to get to say in a bracket, I have to say. It's always fun to commentate them because regardless of what happens on the screen, I get to say their name, and that's always a joy. And we're going to get to see more of it. I mean, Z-Snuts and Dells on Fire is going to be an absolute slammer of a match, which actually may be the match that we see next. I don't know whether we're going to get that or Brutus versus DBGen next, but we are barreling towards our top 4.
Yeah, no matter what.
Rushdown in the chat says it's Z, by the way, and not Zeus. I mean, Z Nuts is still going to be fun for me to say. If Z Nuts wants to correct me, I will happily take that correction, but I'm going to have just as much fun. I just enjoy getting to commentate them. I enjoy getting to commentate everybody here as we are loading in for our next game, and it is going to be Brutus DBGen, and it is going to be the Abigail pick.
Abigail. All right. Man wants to have the big damage against the wet paper bag health. And we're going to see kind of how this goes down. A little bit of rollback in the catch-up, but we see a big jump early. DBGen already has the big suck. Has Abby punches stored. Got throw loops. In the year of our Lord 2022. here. Stand jab answered a little bit with a crush counter on the activation. We're gonna get that EX grip and dip. Gonna take him off the wall. Abby punches Metro City Crash. Let's go for a ride.
You know what's huge about this matchup? Seth's health is so low that Abigail, I imagine Abigail can very easily stun off of, you know, 2 or 3 touches and really damn near 100 to 0 this set. The orb comes out. What's the mix-up gonna be? We embedded a second layer in it. Oh my god, layer 3 is where Brutus died? Damn.
Brutus showing that defense, but DBGM putting a little bit too much mix on and making them make decision after decision after decision, and eventually you are gonna guess wrong. The roundhouse not reaching the punish on the EX Abby punches. Okay, gonna punish the stuck with the sweep. I like that.
Oh, catching the forward dash. Big damage. Gonna get to press the issue. What is the issue after dash in? Okay. EX JoJo punches out of DBGen. Catches the flip kick out of Brutus.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. That's how you punish those, right? When the giant swing comes out, you have to interrupt the startup. DBGen ready, gets the stun, builds some bar. Goodness, look at the red.
Yeah, there was always going to be a reset there. I like that DBGen went for just a regular throw reset at the end to just tack on a little bit more damage than the finisher. Got as much out of that as they could. It is 1 touch per game. The commitment on the command grab. Brutus has had a habit so far tonight. We saw it in the Fluxo set as well, of going for command grab in spots where people are choosing to V-shift. I think Brutus needs to represent a little bit more anti-V-shift play in some of these high-risk situations, because V-shift is really exposing their offense so far in these really volatile sequences.
Round 1.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree there. We'll see kind of how that transition happens down the road. Right now, DBGen is absolutely on a tear. Picking the right times to press, does in fact get the install. Yo, has the cross-cut DP at the absolute last second. Man's boots were touching the ground when that connected. Big jump.
Oh my god, that jump in connected there?
Yo, look how big Seth's shoulders be. Look at those shoulders. Yo, minus 2 XDP, we saw it before. We'll see it again. Stand jabs and stay down.
Oh no. Was that a late cancel? I feel like that's a spot where stuff would normally work. We can finish this out. We don't need any resets. Just raw damage from DBGen gonna close out that round.
Yeah, man's got the suck and tuck. Pulls him in, gets a little stand jab to finish it up. And we're about to see DBGen go up 2-0 on Brutus, and Brutus can't find a way past some of this.
Oh, nice whiff punish. It's that V-shift, though. It's been such a problem for Brutus. As great a job as Brutus does of checking people's forward options, they're losing out when people make an active defensive choice. CA here puts them in a one-touch spot.
Yeah, we coming forward. A lot of bouncing. Goes for the cross. Of good defense on the side of Brutus. Holds it up. Nice little crowd short. DBGen's got a long way to climb. Tries to dash, but a jab is ready. And then we got it.
Right. Oh, nice anti-air. Big equalizer forces the bar out of DBGen to evenize the life. That V-skill is working out decently well for DBGen here as well. Brutus is trying to contest in a spot where the V-skill out of Seth can answer.
Something I love about DBGen Seth too is that these V-skill stores are absolutely prepped, right? It has the combo extensions, knows how to utilize them, which is something you'd expect out of somebody of this caliber.
Oh, whiff punish on the Crouching Fierce. Nothing really comes of it. It was just a light punish. But Brutus has a life lead here. The orb has to come out. DBGen being forced to spend most of it just to make something happen. V-shift, and just like that, we're back in neutral. We're on the back foot, but the V-trigger is off the table for DBGen, and Brutus still has the life lead.
Ooh, low forward to catch the toes. This is going to be a tough time for DBGen, but can do it with a couple of touches, but now the life is even worse. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Right? Throw in. I mean, it's doable, but not if you run into a low short and these forward dashes. Brutus is checking all of these dashes. Somebody let me know if they're playing on PC with high refresh rate, because they are prepared for these.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you necessarily worry about checking that, right? Like, most characters do not get to dash after a throw. So Brutus gets thrown to the ground, watches the situation, sees the dash, and pushes the button going, oh, you're going too far. Yeah, exactly. It's -4. You can't do that. So Brutus just looking and saying, "Now it's now frame data works."
Oh no! JoJo Punches doesn't connect. Brutus gets a big equalizer here. And just by way of the health differential of these characters, you know, if we're trading one sequence for one sequence, that is going to go Brutus's way over the lifespan of the set.
You're going to activate off the big shoulders. Try to swing with that roundhouse, but nothing doing. Didn't find a way to connect. Oh no!
Ooh.
Over the slide.
Yeah, even starting to punish the V-skill on whiff now. The longer this set has gone, the more Brutus seems comfortable in dealing with those tools out of DBGen. Is this going to kill? No, next touch will do it for Brutus to close out this round.
And absolutely putting the hurt on it. Okay, there's the install though. Now has it. Okay, gonna be
Reversal.
Oh. Still has to stand and block. Gets it with the axe kick. Here comes DBGen.
Oh, can absolutely be done. Are we going to build the bar for this? We had to spend the 1 bar, but thankfully that's more economical. I was worried we weren't going to build up the CA. We don't need it.
Okay, this time the down fear is going to work out in the anti-air, though. A little bit of a delay, afraid of the EXDP potential. Here's the install. Ooh, no, just goes to the combo extension. I like that. Woo!
Oh my god.
All right, we swing.
Okay. That's a big back throw for Brutus just because the positional advantage of having DBGen back up against the corner is huge. Finds the whiff punish on the V-skill once again, and we are firmly in the driver's seat, sending him with a big boot. Oh, nice EX JoJo punches through the flip kick.
Ready. Yeah, he's ready for that. Sees the flip kick coming, gets him with the hit. Now we got this nice conversion here.
Where's the reset?
Gonna live?
Oh, EX command grab. That's going to be huge. Oh my god, it killed?
There is no health on this character. Seth has no health.
Seth is made of breakaway glass. You heard it here first. God.
You can't even... It's so wild, too, because that toss does way more damage than anything.
Goes for the shimmy. No bite. Brutus playing patient. Nice low forward into Abigail punches again.
Woo! These buttons, ranges, lots of nice little buffers here coming through. Brutus is kind of slowing down the pace of the match.
Yeah, and it's this prevalence that Brutus has of doing such a good job of checking the forward movement. Oh! EX JoJo punches whiff. We hit with the big crouch fears. Brutus up 2 games to 1 over DBGen.
Have to agree in the chat. DBGen's gonna wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, look at the clock, see it's 3 a.m., lines of sweat down his face, and all he's gonna hear is the sound of that gravity killing.
That was insane. I'm gonna see that in a highlight somewhere later.
Oh yeah. That'll definitely be in the replays. Yo, here comes Brutus, so putting the hurt on DBGen right now, getting a little more aggressive now that victory is in sight.
Oh, big crouch fierce. DBGen's the same verticality I gave DBGen credit for against Will Intentions is smoking them in this set because Brutus is doing such a great job of recognizing that air tool, and Abigail has such a high hitbox on all of those anti-airs in that range. You just can't jump from that spot. Axe kick or no. Right, the orb comes out.
Good blocks on the NBA Jam. He's not on fire for this one, and now we're back to swinging. Just down medium punch saying, come at me, bro. If you walk into this, it's your fault.
The big crouch fierce again. I want a counter for all of these early crouch fierces. It's like, yeah, I understand you're at a spot where most people can't anti-air you. I'm not most people.
Yeah, this is... I mean, Brutus has said it himself. He's built different. Yo, we going for it? EXDP. Spin kick's gonna hit this time. The way the DBGen chooses to press sometimes is incredible. So the low forward didn't have a buffer behind it though.
Oh, big whiff punish out of DBGen. The armor is a little bit too early, and Brutus is just a little bit off tempo for this one. Not quite my tempo. Were you rushing or were you dragging?
Final round. Fight.
He's kind of trying to
Still
swing
set
counter
point.
pokes and yeah, again, we're back to that strategy. I'm just gonna swing down medium punch. You try to jump, I'm gonna blow you up. I'm gonna cash out early, and we about to see a lot of red.
That is 50% red. This is a comfortable spot for Brutus to be in, especially given how low impact the V-Trigger activations out of DB Gen have been so far. We're gonna have to see. Caught reaching, gets the regular throw. Stun is comparatively high. V reversal comes out from Brutus because they don't want to deal with it.
Smash
The
with punish.
crouching
He
fierce
just
with
misspaced
punish.
it. You're doing a clinic on how
Oh,
to
just
get
trigger
punish.
through
Yes,
neutral.
that's
I'm
what
sorry,
it is.
DB Gen. That signs it. No, I don't.
Does it
do
though?
not let
'Cause
me
he
have
gets
life.
him. He gets him standing, gets him low. Now we got lots of damage. Gonna spend some bar for the extension. And we've seen DB Jam pull it off in the corner before.
Oh,
my God,
no,
he
try.
checked, activated, and closed it. Brutus, 3-1 over DB
DB
Gen
Gen.
in an.
Abigail wins.
Wow. DB Gen left just along of enough of a gap against Brutus, who has been poking people for in these gaps for moving forward all night. And with activation in the back, like a low short becomes a real thing. It's like even on block, it's like, well, if I activate, I'm still sort of okay. Worst case, I get to try to armor through something and force a 50-50 on whether you up back at the right spot or not. Absolutely crazy. Oh, such a close set. But Brutus moving on to loser semis.
Yeah, and I do want to say that, like, with this being the run of DB Gen's competitive season, at least for the Capcom Cup side of things, just a huge shout out to what an incredible Seth player we've had the honor of seeing. What an awesome player that DB Gen is. If y'all aren't checking out the streams, y'all aren't hanging out in that content, please do. DB Gen enters so many brackets and puts so much effort into competition. Just an incredible player that has an incredibly bright future. But Brutus is going to head into top 4, and I believe after we run these replays, we're going to see Z's Nuts versus Dells on Fire.
Yeah, and I mean the replays for the set so explosive. I mean the defense from Brutus really good, but also like the crouch fierce anti-airs from Brutus turned into such a big deal. I mean Seth is made of breakaway glass. Abigail can still produce this damage, so it only took so many opportunities for something huge to happen. I know the replay makes it seem as though DB Gen was dominant because I feel like a lot of these replay clips are looking really good for DB Gen.
Yeah, there's that big old -4 dash. Gonna get the pull here. I like the little dash throw after the install. Now we're just gonna go for the activation, that V reversal. But look at, he has to block, and the jump is gonna get that connection. Look how much damage DB Gen gets out of this conversion too. Oof, what a jump! What a jump roundhouse.
Yeah, was definitely huge, but as was the reality for so many points in this set. I mean, Brutus was just so great at being just out of range enough to find the whiff punish that they need. You saw it in that previous clip with making EX JoJo punches whiff, and then here you see the same thing, checking that forward movement when DB Gen thought they had a chance. Turns out they did not. Moving on to one of the loser semifinal spots, waiting on the winner of what is going to be your and my final match together this evening, Tom, is Dells on Fire versus Z Nuts, which, as I've looked at FG Combo, a 58% win rate for Dells on Fire when these two have played against one another.
This set is gonna be wild. Z Nuts, absolutely one of the crispy premier players coming out of the East, but man, there is not a more explosive player on Ryu than Dells on Fire. And I hate to be the guy, and I'm gonna try not to be biased, but I love Dells. So this is going to be a banger of a set, and honestly, it could go either way. I can see either one of these players. You know, Dells having that 58% win rate. I think part of that is because Dells cannot be conditioned. He does what he's going to do, and he plays the way he's going to play, and he's trying to make you upset and frustrated. The question is, can Z clutch it out and say, nah, I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm going to execute my game plan, and I'm going to beat you. It's time to find out. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. I think if I could yes and that, right? If Znuts is traditionally a Ken player, Ken lends himself to a certain style, right? He's a hit confirm character, and that's what I was going to say, already demonstrating it as Dells on Fire. There is a range where Ken players want to be fishing for tools and then following up, you know, and hit confirming. And that's a spot where Dells, if they know to do it in that spot, is going to parry and punish. So in the pocket where your reactions are the strongest they could be, Dells is going to put you on the back foot, because it's like, just because I'm standing here doesn't mean you can hit the button.
Right. As we see that, we've seen a couple nice little crosscut DPs coming out of Znuts already. Nice little whiff punish low forward though, and the counter poke, and we're back to neutral. Dells has a nice little life lead for himself, and really playing slow, patient meter Street Fighter.
All right, V-shift, V-break. Dells back up against the corner, but has the EX Fireball into activation. This is VT2. You may just hear him or...
Yeah, I don't know, but he tried to dash and be like a firework, but we got parries!
Round 2. Fight.
Wow. First round on the board, and parries between V-Skill 1 and V-Trigger 2 definitely came into play there. We're gonna have to see how Z answers that.
Yeah, so far we're seeing really good parry utilization out of Dell, and again, just really patient meter
Oh my
play.
God.
I love that neutral jump roundhouse for the air-to-air saying, nah, man. I'm keeping my space, thank you. Careful whiffing those solar plexus, though. Oh no, the SF2 combo doesn't land, Brad.
All right, Znuts has Dells on back into the corner, but you can never discount the reversal out of Dells on Fire. Not gonna be afraid at the corner. Activation comes out, we get out of the corner, and you need to be afraid. This is one touch for Dells. Oh, if that fireball had connected, it's not gonna matter. The second low forward will, and the first game is on the board for Dells on Fire.
Ryu wins.
Man, saw Luke activated. Saw a chance for Luke to start putting pressure and aggression. Dell says, nah, I'm just going to walk forward and keep pushing low forward. I'm going to make you earn that movement. And it paid off so far and drove to that first game.
Round 1. Fight.
Starting not dissimilar to the first game so far. Pretty mid-ranged focus. Dell's very comfortable trying to play that fireball game. You can see that Znuts really wants to try to go for standing forward. That Toward Strong is actually a new choice out of Znuts, being a little bit more aggressive in the mid-range to try to make sure they can force the issue and not be stuck on the back foot for quite as long.
Yep, get a V reversal through, not let Dell get that standard fireball pressure, but the stand fierce gonna crush, kind of gets a roundhouse after. Dashed again and gets away with it. Man is dashing.
Not only dash in, counter hit, stand jab, and then it's like, well, you know, I still just want my back throw. I just want my back throw.
Oh, backdash was so smart. The roundhouse swinging from Znuts, but he's backdashing. Fireball and activating Dells. Looking like a man possessed.
Yeah, this is probably a crisper Dells on Fire that I have seen in quite a while.
Yeah.
EX Fireball wants to press the issue. They earn a fair bit of space off of that as Znuts ends up back-teching there. Slowly trying to work our way out of the corner. We got the Popeye arms. Ooh, we make the parry with punish miss because of the Popeye arms.
Znuts looking a lot more confident now. Has corner control. Gets a nice little setup. Dell's trying to reach. Gets hit. DP first round to Z.
Final round. Fight.
Right, we're playing more of this neutral that has been the pace of this set so far, but you can see that Znuts is slowly getting the better of this ground game right now. The fireball game is working out in their favor a little bit more, but each of these parries are so momentous for Dells on Fire.
Wow, the medium punch going to connect with the walk forward. Notices the range is probably going to connect there. Low forward, no fireball buffer afterwards. And Dell just standing and blocking. Catches Z trying to move forward. The solar plex is going to cash out early. It's a lot of damage. And now he's just got to play some nooch. Z needs a big jump in and a big activation.
Gets the big activation, has Delzon's back up against the wall. We've only got the 1 bar, but Luke has plenty good damage to make this happen. Delzon spends the second V reversal now in order to try to keep the game slow. Jump forward short, closes out the second game. That wasn't even a cross-up. Stayed same side. That was a counter hit, so I imagine maybe it was a late attempt at an anti-air out of Z's Nuts. Only the Capcom Fighters gods will get to know. The replay will hold the results. Delz is up 2-0.
We got the raid coming in from DB Gen. Sure, appreciate it and the support. And again, if you didn't hear me the first time, I hear it again. Hell of a run this year. I can't wait to see what you do next year. You're trying to dash, medium kick, stopping.
Right, more of this fireball game out of Delzon Fire.
Chris CCH out here, leveraging for Luke buffs.
I mean, at this point, if we want Luke buffs, they have to go into the launch version of Street Fighter 6, right?
Yeah, most likely. Okay, gonna V-shift away, back dashing.
Oh, jump forward. Oh my god, the Tatsu makes the anti-air whiff, but we're a little bit too far away. Went for the low fierce version of the target combo. We were too far out. It's fine. We still have the life lead on Delz.
Sweet. Okay, we got big activations now. Got to be careful getting printed because Delz will be fishing for that parry.
You absolutely know it, but it's fine. The V-trigger activation coming out from Z-Nuts has this huge control, but you need to be worried about Delz has that 1 bar. That means a reversal could come out. We're not going to need it. The right jump in at the right time. Delzon Fire is on set point to make it to the losers finals, guarantee a top 4.
Sees that fireball rhythm, gets the jump out. Delz is 1 round away, like you said. Can Z's reverse 3-0? Delz on fire. Man, Z-Nuts is funner to say. Then you can say stuff like, yo, man, like went to the baseball game, ordered the bag of Z-Nuts. Yeah, there's so much there. Sorry, yeah.
No,
First
there's
counter,
plenty there.
DP.
You're definitely right. The only thing that doesn't seem to be there right now is a dub because Delzon Fire is looking so dominant.
He's definitely playing
Fishing with the
slow,
sweep. We're not even going to
jump.
get the sweep punish. Oh, that's going to do
solar
it.
Plex. Damn it.
Oh.
Man pulled the plug and respected our time. Said, nah, we got a tournament to run. These boys are on a schedule. Get them going.
I respect it. Well, hey, big ups to Z-Nuts closing out 5th place altogether in the entire Canada East for CPT World Warrior 2022. But Delzon Fire, once again, as we said earlier, sneaking in the last qualifying tournament by way in part on other people's performance. Such a close. If you haven't watched the 5th ranking tournament, please watch it. I mean, after you finish watching this, because it's fantastic. But the story for Delzon Fire to make it into this bracket today for the qualifier is absolutely insane. And now to have pushed this to a top 4 finish, playing against Brutus in loser semis, waiting to see who gets to move on. And the winners finals waiting is Fluxwaves and Joe Umirogan. The exact opposite of the spectrum. The favorites going in week 1 or month 1 and month 2, number 1 and 2 seed coming in. This entire bracket for Canada East right now is such a compelling story for the breadth of competition that there is in Street Fighter V right now.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be powerful. And we're going to get to see all those matches up soon. But we got to run some replays from this last set to show you how Delz seemed to lock down the momentum of Z-Nuts. Maybe there's not replays.
Maybe not. Maybe we're all replaying it in our head. Nope, there they are. We just had to give it a little bit of extra time. Had to find the times where it was particularly interesting. But Delzon Fire was so dominant in the mid-range. I mean, his placement of the low forwards was looking... I mean, Z-Nuts really... They got more and more comfortable trying to be the aggressor through the span of the set, but I don't think Delz ever looked uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. And I love the way that he changed up that jump in right there, right? You saw so many cross-cut DPs. So why not just jump in an area that's going to make Z-Nuts uncomfortable? And then again, the way he's setting up spacing traps, catching those solar plexus punch is looking good. And Delzon Fire beating Xenos pretty convincingly to head into top 4. If you're just tuning in and you're like, why are these two dudes on stream? This is the Canada East CPT qualifiers. The winner of this goes to Capcom Cup in Los Angeles, California on February 12th to compete for the best in the world with some of the other best in the worlds. And we got more matches for you coming up. We've got Fluxwave Zed versus Joe Umarogan in winners finals. And in loser semifinals, we've got Dells on Fire and Brutus queuing up. But you can see the bracket in here, see how these matches have gone. It's been an absolute banger of a night, but the heat is now ready. The big stuff is coming, and this is going to be the end of Brad and I's time together. I hope you all had a good time. We're going to get St. Cola and Flexes back on the mic after a short break. So get your chips, get your snacks, get your stretches. It's been an honor hanging out with you all year. I'm sure we're going to hang out next year. Brad, glad we get to commentate together. Let me just...
Absolutely. Yeah, hold on. Let's see if I can get the... no, I'm not going to get it right. The mix-up.
No, it's my mic. Anyway.
There we go.
It's been dope. Y'all are the best. We'll see you in the chat.
Quoted Tech, the official production partner for Incendium Gaming. Visit quoted.tech for your custom PC build today. Use referral code Incendium for a $100 discount.
Before we get back to the action, I got to tell you about a big pizza party that's happening with Casa, Online Local, and Incendium as they present the Street Fighter 6 closed beta test 2 tournament on the 17th. Make sure y'all come through if you are in the applicable areas. We're doing this at Conquer Cancer. It's presented by AMD. Flex, I think there's a little bit more you can tell the people about in terms of what they could win.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not just anything small. No small prizes to hand out here. They are giving away an AMD Ryzen 5 processor. That is definitely a big bang. And you want to have the top of the line PC equipment to be able to run Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 6. So make sure you guys go check it out. It is open to Canada, US, and Mexico. Again, December 17th, 2 p.m. EST. Be there, be square. Get into it.
We're about to get into this action right here. Top 4 spot on the dot. Canada East World Warrior Tournament. We are not leaving until we figure out who will be seated at Capcom Cup representing this region. My name is St. Cole. I am joined with Flexus. My sis, how are we feeling about the matchup we have coming up for the people? Winners finals. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Blessed, because we are blessed with who we got in top 4. We've had a little bit of upsets, but we've seen some expected names coming into it. We've got on the winners final side of things, Flex Waves versus Joe Umarogan. Both have had quite a way to go, but on winner's side, we'll have to see how it goes. Loser semifinal though, Del's on Fire versus Brutus. Now, interesting story here because Delzon got sent to losers by Flux, and Flux sent Brutus into losers side of things. So whoever the winner is could potentially have to face off in a rematch against him. But Joe Umarogan's proven to be extremely strong through this and a crowd favorite. So we're going to have to see how this plays out as we get Flux Waves versus Joe Umarogan first on deck.
The more I watch this matchup between Poison and Luke, I see the problems that Poison has to deal with. Fears, crouch fears are dealt well with Luke. You know, the medium punch button, fantastic with punish. The trades that she'd usually want really don't happen because the fireball appears so fast like that, like with a snap. And I do think that Luke can handle Poison, where before it looked like it was even maybe slightly in Luke's favor, or maybe Idom's just talking through me. I'm not sure, because Idom is a habitual down player. But there's still things that Poison can do, obviously, in terms of damage. If she puts you up in the corner, she roasts you, but she doesn't want to be put up in the corner because Luke has some of the best in the business. We'll see, though, because as you mentioned, Joe is one of the crowd favorites. He's been doing a lot of work season after season. We saw him do work at CEO, getting top 8. He's been getting top 8, and if not winning tournaments out here. He's been working and grinding offline and online to stay fine. Let's see if he can get in the winner's side of grand finals and maybe take the tournament. Flux might be playing spoiler. He's already taken down some of the favorites out here. This is winners finals of Canada East. We have Flux. We have Joe Umarogan. We have some nasty action for all of you sitting at home. Tweet it out. Let the people know what's going on.
Absolutely. And this is a chance to make it in for a spot to compete at Capcom Cup. So a lot on the line here if you're Joe Umarogan and Flux Waves, especially because you want to be on the winner's side of things for grand finals. Let's get into it right now. Joe Umarogan having a nice confident start with the Luke. And I will say, ooh, unfortunate because he's not able to pick it up, gets anti-air. Or sorry, missed the DP. Yeah.
You're right. You didn't get the cross-cut DP, unfortunately. Doesn't go for the side switch, trying to get for the back throw, but the dash is caught with the jab. The medium, Fierce, trying to find an opening, activation, careful. The whip got a command grab with it. That featuring a situation, walked in the cross community kick, nothing after that though. Flux still harassing Joe up in the corner.
Oh yeah, you have to worry about that command grab with the V trigger too. That plays a critical role, especially at that far range. It really locks down Luke at any capacity. So yeah, you gotta kind of know what your defensive options are gonna be.
I like the offensive option here, right here from Joe. Deleting the crush community kick off the table with the medium punch. Fantastic stuff on the crush. Didn't get the DP follow-up, but no quick rise. But no surprise, Joe is still in front of that face like he needs toothpaste. The crouch jab starter. Look at all this damage. The follow-up DP, one more hit. Ooh, he'll go for the throw, the knuckle sandwich.
I'm sorry, how long
Final round.
I look away for 1 second. I come back, and already around on the board is Joe Umarogan. Very quick, clean, and easy. Like a breezy, beautiful.
Talk about breezy when it comes to his character, man. I'm telling you, the fact that Luke says outside the range, when it's a medium, never mind, he's not fine, my bad. Commentator curse. This is the worst. My man's about to leave in a hearse if he gets hit too many times the side of Flux. The damage he's definitely done from poison is very considerable, and now you have to worry about that command grab every so often. So these sequences, it's good for a follow-up too for damage.
No, you're absolutely right. But when we talk about damage, poison definitely finds her mark. Comes in, there's the activation with a nice ender to close things out here, but gonna get hit with the activation on the Sandblaster. Unfortunate. And puts Fluxwave back in the corner. This is detrimental. We'll see wake up option.
Oh, you forgot? Stay sucker free. Still bar at the bottom for that V-trigger. However, Joe is sitting on that chip, no dip situation. The shots rock, EX, +1. Too far to have some fun. EX, he trying to catch a like it, but he ain't slacking. The blocks. Pack of Legos.
Woo!
Luke wins.
That's a Lego I don't want to step on. Joe Umarogan taking it first match over Flux Waves. I'm telling you, they hurt.
Oof, they do. That's
Yeah.
that's something that you don't want to deal with. But I also like what Joe does in that last sequence, putting you in a pretty much it's like a checkmate scenario, right? There's bar at the bottom for the super, forcing Flux to get these jump hits and take the risk to find the reward. Not really happening. Joe doing a good job at closing out these rounds as they go down. Beautiful punish on the crouch gears.
Yeah, not to mention too, there was no real meter on Fluxwave's side, so really didn't have anything to contest that on either capacity. But nothing to contest this, closing into the corner. Here goes in with the throw. Joe Umarogan maintaining this pressure here, but activation time for Flux. Now you got to worry about that command grab again.
As the extension too as well. E-skill gets the corner, or gets out of the corner, I should say. And there it is right there. Getting a little bit extra damage definitely helps to seal the deal. And actually might be good as a closer if it even happens. View reversal gets the space up in this place.
All right, breaking the throw here and maintaining some of that mid-range, or sorry, far range. The poison really excels at here. I like Joe Umarogan, the very patient play. Gets clipped a little bit. Oh, unfortunate. But no more V-trigger, but talk about V-trigger. Joe Umarogan now. And you find an activation point.
Wow, he survived that sequence. Didn't have to spin an ED bar for V reversal. Has the V-trigger locked and loaded. Is he gonna let it go? With a meek. Gets the cross, kick. Meek. One more hit will do it. V-shift chase down. Now you look like a clown. You just die tired if you V-shift up in the corner. Just a jab dab will do. Umarogan.
Where are you gonna go? You V-shift in the corner. Where are you gonna go? Nowhere. You're gonna go into the next round. Joe Umarogan with a strong start. Back again into the corner is Flux Waves. Again, keeping the pressure with the throw. I love this confidence from Joe.
Definitely have it. Luke has some of the best corner pressure in the business. Nice activation. Doesn't go for the cross screen kick. We've seen that get hit. Side switch. Needs to find the finish. Back throw. Joe knows it's a one-touch situation. Critical art.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but now you gotta worry about the bust out here from Flux Waves. We've seen bigger comebacks. Beautiful ender and still plenty of meter. Uh-oh.
Nice neutral drop.
Get greedy.
Hit with the no hip situation. He's looking for it too far out. Joe, you gotta learn the distance to go the distance. And again, to jump out. But the shot from downtown. He's on fire.
Luke wins.
It was a little bit of a risk he took, right, with the dash in, the run in. It was a little bit of a risk because had the spacing not been immaculate, he could have easily gotten punished, and that would have been a round. That round would have gone to Flux Waves there, but Joe Umarogan ran the numbers. He got the calculator out. He knows his taxes, and he gets another one on the board. Up 2 now against Flux Waves.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think Luke players do their taxes. I'm just gonna say it out loud right now. It's so much don't even look at that. I don't.
Is he even old enough?
I mean, Joe is. I think Joe is. But we'll see.
Yeah.
You're paying dividends, my friend. As right now, Joe is sitting on game point activation off the fireball reversal. But still, Joe with the block to make him waste that bar.
Nothing wasted here, though, with the V-trigger activation, maintaining this corner pressure again. Joe excels in maintaining it too. The shimmy, the shake, the throw down, and the throw escape. Ooh, ready with anti-air.
The tech, no, they didn't connect. Back though for the finish, bro. Joe Umi Rogan says, see you on my podcast. You ain't gonna last when it comes to Street Fighter 5. And when it comes to right now, this match is about to be a 3-0, and Flux Waves doesn't find a better way out of this corner.
Nah, we're seeing this again. Flux has really been struggling to find his way out of the corner. Joe just excelling and keeping him there. Flux has got to find the opening, and there it is with the crush counter here into activation. Plenty of meter to follow. Goes in with the dash throw.
Nice.
Ooh,
Leave the reversal off the table. Like that follow up and gets him again. Where you going, my friend? That's a long range relationship right here. And another one to get it done. Had 3 in the bag.
I like that answer though. You see the meters running out anyway, so you might as well utilize it. And especially at that range, maybe could punish with a sandblaster, but it's hard to say.
it's difficult to see. You have to realize that bar will be utilized. You can kind of watch it, but it's harder to react to. And Flux knew what to do. I do like that he's using this V trigger for that explicit purpose. But right now, he's getting explicit up in this corner. Rated R for ridiculous. Finds the activation, no crush this time to get the V skill side switch. And he tried to go for the command grab again. One more hit should seal it if he gets that super on the side of Jordan Rogan.
Yeah, but it could go potentially either way now as the light bar evens up. But there's the V-trigger activation here.
That situation. One good EX fireball should finish it. One more good hit. Flux, get around the back.
Oh!
The whip punish.
Oh no! This could do it. Oh yeah. Flux stands live another day. As he finally puts one on the board, cashes out the money and runs with it.
There's one thing that people gotta understand. Yes, Luke is a ridiculous character, but there's a lot of recovery on that stand fierce, and you could definitely punish it. I've seen it being whipped and not hit by a lot of people. Flux is ready and steady, and he's been fighting out of this corner a lot better. A lot less of these back jumps, a lot better activations. Let's see if he can stay in the game.
I have faith. I have faith. Flux is one letter away from Flex, so, you know. Yeah, but the only thing flexing here right now is Joe Maroon with a Sandblaster, trying to keep Flux at bay, but the whip builds a lot of great damage.
Skill whip follow up. V-skill again for the Oki. Attack though, fantastic defense here from Jordan Rogan. They're not able to get that activation going and flowing. And careful, with these backdoor situations, you might get clipped with a fast fireball to make you fall. Counter hit jab on the wake up. Put this man back to sleep.
Uh-oh. Yeah, getting dangerously close as well to stun. Activation negates it entirely and gets a command grab out of it. The only downside to that, though, it does push him across screen, but hey, that's not a bad place if you're poisoned.
Oh, the mix, he goes for the command grab after the side switch. That's not gonna chip.
Oh!
The reversal there. I don't think it was close enough to chip either way. But the fierce comes in play. Dang.
And we are here to stay another round. Flux Waves trying to even up the scoreboard right now.
The DP, trying to get the OS throw with the DP, but just came down too fast.
Yeah, sitting on a plethora of meter right now. Joe Marogan looking for an opportunity to activate here. Finds a beautiful cross-up opening. Oh, the chase down.
That was a good cross cut too. It was deep enough to get the super through. Fantastic from Joe, and he's got the ability to finish it with the B bar at the bottom. That B trigger could definitely do the damage. There's the sweep off the feet. He's got him in the corner, and with these minus frame to plus rate situations or the backup DP anti-air right there, that's all he needs to see himself to victory. Set point again, Joe Umi Rogan.
Already with a nice strong start at that, Joe Marogan has a beautiful capability of doing the chase down on Flux Waves, especially at round start. He really doesn't give him any opportunity to breathe. And, hey, you gotta hold your breath as you hold the stun.
It's almost done. Post stun fun is nasty. One more hit will do it. Go for the perfect KO. And there he goes, Joe Umi Rogan with the knuckle sandwich. to get all the damage is going to be sitting in winner's side grand finals of Canada East over Flux.
Yo, I like a lot of food, but knuckle sandwich ain't on the menu for me. I'll pass.
I'm good. I'm actually good.
Oh. Yeah, but unfortunately had to eat the knuckle sandwiches. Flux Waves sent down into losers finals. Gonna have to face off against the winner between Dells on Fire and Brutus, who Flux Waves did send them both into losers. So we will get to see that spicy run back. But first, let's run it back into some replays.
We're going to see those real quick in here in a second. I see people saying, Luke this, Luke that, but you got to give a lot of credit to Joe's corner pressure. I mean, I feel like that was kind of the big name of the game out here for the tail of the tapes. The fact that he was able to make Flux stay unusual, go for these back jumps that got DP continuously, forcing Flux to only go for one sort of activation that would get clipped, the heavy kick, shows to me that he had good corner pressure no matter what character he'd play. Luke just being able to do what he had to do. There were some good ways that he did get out. We saw the V skill and also the command grabs that come through against Joe. Is this the one that he did multiple? No, they're not going to show it, I don't think. Too many times. But however, look at that defense too as well. Being able to block that EX right there. And again, the corner push situation, Flux caught up in the corner. And maybe would like to see Flux maybe go for more V reversals and things like that. So that V bar for something different. Joe harassing up in the corner continuously, chasing down the V shift, chasing down the back jumps, chasing down every single option to get the victory.
Yeah, and victory he found in his way into grand finals. I really think that Flux found a lot of success when it came to meter usage, and we saw especially the V trigger too, right? It landed its mark time and time again, but just not able to really close it out. It just seemed like the pressure was a bit too much for him to handle, especially, you mentioned it before, with this corner pressure here, unreal, and always ready with it too. Joe kind of reading any option. He knows that he's going to either get the neutral jump, he knows that he's going to be able to cinch it out with the shimmy. It's a strong read against Flux. I mean, these two have played each other time and time again, so you kind of have to know that your opponent's going to do something expected at some point.
And I do think that Luke has some of the best corner pressure in the business. I remember a lot of Japanese players talking about how it is like top 3. It's because even if things are negative, he's spaced out so perfectly that he can find whip punishes or other buffers and just challenge you. And that means you're through. And that means that Joe is sitting winner's side of grand finals, where I think top 3 we would expect him to be up there in the grand final zone. But Flux going down losers. Brutus has a long road ahead of him to climb. To even stay fire, he has to fight the fire that is Dells on Fire. Even though this matchup might be a little bit more in favor of Geef because of the V-trigger situation that deletes the fireballs at the table, I still think that Dells on Fire has proven that he can handle anything because of that wily nature of his.
Yeah, honestly, you are constantly in a guessing game against Dells on Fire. He is the man with and without a plan, depending on who he's up against. So it is a guessing game, right? But Brutus has showed us time and time again how strong of a competitor he can be against any opponent. It is not about matchup. What is on paper is never what.
Oh, he said, "What about papers and these tea bags?" Oh man, this is the thing about Fire. Whenever you fight this man, it's something different with it. He gets in your head. I fight him online all the time, and I'm like, I hate fighting because you might win one round and be like, okay, he's a goof. No, he's ready to play. Him being knowledgeable and so annoying makes him a big threat. This top spot, Brutus gotta stay solid.
But we have also because Brutus definitely got some memes of his own, but also has some strengths behind him as well. I was mentioning before, right? On paper, this isn't always an ideal matchup, but Brutus makes it look quick, clean, and easy. But first, he's got to deal with these throws coming at him here.
Careful with the fireballs. You might fall if he pops that VT1 to get it done to suck on Max.
Oh!
SVD. He shifts out of danger. You're a stranger. Don't touch me.
Yep, but you got to worry about that V-trigger now on deck here. That could be dangerous, especially if you're throwing out the fireball. You mentioned that before. That can negate it here. And he's got a lot of health. He's got a lot of life behind him. But one hit could do it.
EX fireball off the table. With that fierce. Could be with punished, and it is off the medium kick.
Yeah, just a bit unfortunately played there for Brutus. Risked it. Lost the biscuit. I'm gonna have to eat this punish coming into round 2. Oh.
Oh, Wolf with the EXSPD, unfortunate.
Oh, no!
See, that's how you know he knows Dell's on fire with the side switch. I like that position and put him in a corner prison. Never mind. We have an Alcatraz. I'm out of that ass. The Tatsu immediately back to mid-screen.
Alcatraz. Sorry, that got me good. But what got him good was the sweep there, the Delzon Classic. Besides the heavy kick anti-air, you know, we'd be sweeping in neutral there. Oh, you can't get away from me!
Wes, to put him to rest. I like that. Don't throw a fireball. I swear to God. Rudy says, I swear to God, you throw a fireball. Oh, look at that movement. My man saying he on hitbox.
Yeah,
Someone
he
check-
really
someone check the
should have stayed at
controller.
range. Oh, unfortunate. All right, uses the V reversal. Kind of keep that pressure off of him. Definitely does not want to stay in that close range to risk potentially getting grabbed.
Fire would love to build up some more bar. That EX Fireball switching up the fireball pace that he has would be great.
Ooh.
Nice. Arietto right through the fireball to make him fall the challenge into the EXSPE. What he wanted previously, and what I see right now is a victory. Nice W, 1-to-1 in terms of rounds going down.
Yeah, and this is first to 3, just to remind the crowd, the chat, everybody in between. However, this is loser's side of the thing, so there is no do-overs, there is no redos, there is no take-backsies. There's only one chance to make it to losers finals.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
Yo, he talking with jabs right now. This is 3 in a row.
I mean, if this is a conversation, Delzon definitely saying something mad ignorant with the way he playing. He definitely ignorant.
Yo, I
as
love
heck.
it though.
Yeah. You might win the debate though. Hold on now. These Fireball love to have a knockdown for the Laria again against the Fireball. So many anti-Fireball ways to play when you have Geef. Not only just the V.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and although Ryu has fairly decent fireball play, he definitely doesn't have the strongest in the game, so it's not something that Geef necessarily has to struggle too much to contest. Yo, I'm scared right now if I'm Delz, especially with all that meter behind Brutus.
Yeah.
You see a lot of that hesitation too for the forward approach from Delzon. There's the activation here.
I'll be real. I haven't seen Fire play this patient, but off the toe, I'm into those.
Oh, is this it? If it ain't, it gon' hurt though. Oh, it gon' hurt. There's the Oki. Oh!
Let's stop the trade. Geef, please. Capcom, please. Capcom, please.
Oh no! Oh no!
Time's winding down. He has to run. Del's on fire. He gets it with a heavy kick. He said, "I don't DP. I don't need that DP, baby. I don't even see that in the skill list of the characters. That's not a move. For Ryu, I got the heavy kick. I'm ready and steady with it. What that?
Now, it was a quick and easy reaction there. Delz had it was kind of the ball was in his court to play, and all he needed was that forward approach, and it just seemed like a panic situation there. We haven't really seen Brutus jump too much, so trying to introduce a new option, but at that range, it's fairly easy for Delzon to react to.
Del's gonna wake him up. I mean, he still has good anti-air options. It's not like having a DP, not using it is the worst thing in the world. However, Fire has acclimated to that in his gameplay. You see with the heavy kick, whips away from the EX SPD at play, wastes a bar for Brutus. He's not been able to land as many SPDs as he'd like to get that Oki going and flowing.
No, but with a nice, decent life lead here, Brutus could certainly turn the tide. The waves are in his favor, utilizes the V reversal to negate the activation. There's a Lariat, also a great answer to the fireball we mentioned before. Hey, that does it. Keep it simple. Go back to the base.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all you need with Geef, to be honest. Light punch, crouching light punch, I should say, medium punch, and the anti right there. They all lead to just you walking down the other, the person.
Yeah, keep it easy. Ooh, big crush counter here. Goes in with a dash, a grab. All right, do it again. I like too. Ready with the V shift, he goes in with the armor. He's prepared for that defensive option.
Crush. I wonder if SPD would have did it, but still, this is fine. Maybe it wouldn't have because the scaling. Back heavy kick, or the normal heavy kick, I should say, the knockdown and play. Dell's on fire, backs away. Say, I ain't trying to touch this character. Give me some distance with it. Raw Tantu into super. Who is this man?
Oh!
Bro, who is this man? I cannot believe. Yeah, you gotta die for that one. I'm sorry, Dell's on fire. You gotta die for that one. You did Raw Tantu into super. Nah, you have to die. It gotta fly. No, that don't fly out here.
I actually didn't think
unusual
that was
for
gonna hit because I thought he had the armor going, so it looked like it was gonna be the like blocked out, but it did. It worked. Just not enough.
This is the power of Dell's on fire. He can get in your head, but someone like Brutus has played him for so long, he understands that mentality. He understands how to stay solid. And right now, I understand that Brutus is up in games. Or actually, he's 1-1 right now. My bad. It felt like he had 2 games, but right now it's only 1-1. Everything's out on the side of Brutus.
I love the raw sweep, by the way. That just tickles me so much.
It's not the worst option.
But that's the game plan, right?
Quick.
Delzon introducing these kind of unconventional options in the middle of a match that you wouldn't think would make sense, but it kind of does, and especially at that range, right? Raw sweep isn't the worst thing in the world, and Keith might not be able to punish it.
Maybe nothing significant, and if you see it every so often, it's not a bad option. And again, 7 frames pretty quick. Here's the activation though. You saw the V-bar, gets the sweep off the feet, and the command grab, the micro walk to put him down to the ground. SBD for the finish. That's a big churn.
Round 2.
I'm a small boy. Yeah, this is a punish on the Tatsu.
Unfortunate, didn't get the follow-up. Such a weird thing to punish sometimes at like max range.
I don't know what Brutus was waiting for that, the wake up there. I don't know if maybe he's expecting DP or something, but got thrown out of it there. But nice pick up on the crush. Goes in with the EX.
Oh, ass baby.
Be ready with it.
Put him to rest. I love that. And you have to have that chase down against the V-shift. And follows up with Lariento against the fireball. That was super smart too as well. Look at these leads that he's keeping too.
Alright, got hit with the Tatsu this time around. Goes in with the side switch, gets a throw out of it. Delzon maintaining this pressure and finds his opportunity for activation, but that was blocked out. Oh, gets the guard break though.
Could he have not dashed up? I wonder if he could have dashed up and got something more. What's his story? Is this medium slap chop against the chest? Brutus, 2-1 right now. 2-1.
I know. Can he send shit out? If he cinches, I think Brutus is kind of I don't want to say the underdog, right? Because he's a really strong competitor, but he is definitely going to be a little bit unexpected to make it this deep in the bracket simply because on paper, his characters do not do well against a lot of these matchups. But he's proven to be a force to be reckoned with.
I see. Yuki, you got a good point. Not even afraid of the super right after, but that could be the case. Just maybe want to stutter step a little bit, but didn't get the hit. He's gonna get the hit right here. The pierce, the crush, the corner carry. Things are getting scary. Keep it meaty with the headbutt.
One hit to stun, and hey, that's gonna do it. He's gonna get it done.
Brutus is in his bag. He is on fire, and Dell's on fire. Gotta do something different with it. The armor, the flex, deleting some of these normal situations off the table he'd like to have. Oh, bad start with the crush. Gets SBD for the Oki.
Yeah, oh, unfortunately, missed a grab there. The V-shift definitely cashing out here. Delzon, but hey, neutral jump ain't gonna get you anywhere. We got anti-airs on deck.
Remember how this started. Oh, yes! Tantu just runs it off. I like that. Cut through the armor. It's a lot of fat like that up on that flex. Not a bad option.
Not at all, but there's the activation point here. Oh! Yeah, DP. We got something.
Oh,
I'm cooking.
That micro walk EX. SPD just walked up in his face. He said, come here. Reach out and touch somebody. Don't throw a fireball. Yo, Dell's on fire. Don't be throwing the fireball. If you put the plasma on the screen, we're just gonna get mean. Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. He's looking for it too. He's looking for that option. Walk him down with the mediums.
Gonna have to see if he likes to stay cooked. Well done here. Going with the jab. Check in this confident walk down. Oh no. This could be it. The dash in.
More gas.
This is a V reversal. Oh.
Distance with it. One more touch, a jab, a dab will do. We've seen it come through,
Oh!
and that is exactly what's going to happen. Brutus with the crouching light punch for the finish, saying, "Don't ever teabag me again. Don't ever teabag me again." So do that again. See what happens. I'll do it to you in
Yo, he
tournament.
learned his lesson today. He learned his lesson today. I think that there's a post out there on Twitter. Brutus saying he was built different. He's showing us that today.
I can't even read it because it would take too long to go through. Well, I'll tell you what. It didn't take too long for him to acclimate to Delzon's sort of play style. And that, again, is testament to how much they play. But I got to give a big shout to Delzon Fire. Coming all the way through without any DPs with this Ryu, having his own sort of style. I'm going to give you some props. You did really good to get this top 4 spot. One of the people that maybe people didn't really pick, and how you got in was a little bit unconventional, but you still deserve to be here, and I'm proud of how far you went.
Absolutely. So big shout out to Delzon. Make sure you guys go support his content, support him on the social media. I gotta say, honestly, he's one of my favorite Ryus just because he's kind of silly with it, right? And
Yeah.
he's kind of goofy with it. And that's what makes this game fun. And talk about fun, we get to see that replay action coming into it here, right? Delzon, it's just unfortunate because with Zangief, you're able to put out so much damage with so little. Oh, that one hurt.
Unfortunate. A lot of the fear started coming through a lot more, so that's more V-bar built up for Geef. And that also means like it's better when the activation does happen. You get the follow-up now. And a lot of the reads on the SPDs were really good. The reads on the defensive nature of Delzon Fire, which is someone that's very hard to read just in general, it's I don't know what language that is, but the likes of Brutus was able to do so and stay solid, being able to land more of the SPDs, the flex too as well, to deny these normals. And right now, we'll see if Brutus is denied advancement through the bracket, because what stands in his way is the run back, the clap back, because just like that, Flux is coming through with that poison pick.
Yeah, and that is, like I said before, Flex did send Brutus into losers, but it was a very close set, 3-2. So we're gonna have to see if you got the download on deck. You learned your lesson the first time around. Poison can prove to be I think a little bit more difficult matchup against Zangief, but we also know Brutus has the Abigail on deck, so we could see it. Yep, there's the Abigail right there. I think it's a respectable decision.
The armor definitely helps out quite a bit. The damage access helps a lot more. Advancing normals helping a lot more. Situational things that happen, like you really only need like 3 interactions to do what you have to do. Let's see what gets through. Brutus, Flux, loses finals with the anti-air, doing a fantastic job of keeping him there. Look at that space trap. Heavy kick again. Max range.
Yeah, and the other difficult thing to prove here, right, is the fact that Abigail has one of the highest healths in the game. So you really got to work hard to put the damage on the board. But that's not a huge hill for Poison to climb. She certainly has a little bit of a pack behind her punch here. And we're seeing that already almost at half health, but Brutus bringing it back with the EX. Dash in.
I love that he's finding the right range for that crouch mini kick EX, Abigail punch. I feel like that was a problematic point that we had seen previously with him, and now he's able to get close enough to do what he has to do. Ooh, an anti-air with the crouch fierce, again predicted, but on point. He shift goes to the break, baits out the carry, was wary in the corner carry. Oh no, careful with the bar at the bottom. What?
Things got a little bit too hairy there for Flux Waves. Brutus taking the first round.
What if you want an instant overhead? Maybe if that was the option that you wanted, the wake-up option, or just want to meet Flux up in the air. Still, really good. Back fist for the Oki, yes sir. Back rise, no surprise, I'm still there.
Ooh, and one hit to stun here, goes in with a dash, but the anti-air is definitely going to calm him down. Brutus already in his face, though, utilizes that big long range that Abigail has, or that long range in the mid, I should say. Abigail has big crush counter, big damage to follow, and that closes out the first match for Brutus.
If you compare this match to how he was playing against Flux previously, he looks a lot more confident. He looks a lot more in his back. He looks a lot more consistent in what he needs to do for this match. Flux will get a little lost in these defensive situations, and we'll have to see if that gets routed back a bit. But I feel like Brutus heated up, knowing that he only got 2 more matches before he hits the grand finals, before he gets that victory, I should say, means that maybe he's like, okay, I'm on fire. Flux maybe taking down a little bit morale-wise, got to bring it back. So he does. The flips coming through. Here's the crush, though, from Flux.
Yeah, back into the neutral at that, but utilizes that big long range of the whip and beautiful anti-air, but Brutus ready with it. Slow and patient. Slow and steady wins the race here. Trying to find his... Oh, unfortunate. They trying to find his forward
better answers for that
approach.
flip.
None. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good finding the crouching medium punch, preemptive jump outs against the flip. I like that. That's going to be a punish right there with the corner carry. B skill, you let him build up that bar to go far. It's unfortunate. Oh, he's trying to get you a throw bait with a back fist. Again, check my wrist. No fault with the forward pierce. Unfortunate. But Big Churn is getting crushed.
Yeah, when we talk about corner carry, we do get a lot of screen carry from Poison with some of these whip movements. Now, it can push her opponent out of range to maintain a lot of that long distance pressure, but hey, you got to move forward at some point, and Poison's gonna be ready with it.
There's a parry, but too far to say it with his chest. Unfortunate. Would have loved to have that hit to maybe start the EX run right after. Crouch fears, crouch fears. Look at the air-to-air right there. Yo, Plus getting creative with these air-to-air approaches.
Mm-hmm. All right, Brutus trying to find his way out of the corner here. Breaks the throw the second time around. Oh, spinning all the meter he can. Unfortunate, it's not able to find his mark. Flux now taking it and looking equally as confident.
I really like how Flux is playing against the flips. The flips have been a big deterrent, a big problem, I should say. A deterrent to even pressing buttons. It's been a big party starter spilling up a lot of gray life. But what we see Flux do is crouching medium punch, which covers so much range. So it's not strange to see that. Then we see the jump outs and things like that, neutral jumps. And he's meeting Brutus in the air. And I have to deal with the jump ins right there. So 1-to-1. In without.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to see if he can maintain that momentum, because Brutus is also coming off of that win from Delzon, which that's a big deal. That's certainly going to add a little bit of confidence to them. Sometimes confidence is key coming into this, especially if you got the life lead right now.
Crush. I love that against the Crouch Fierce preemptive. Crouch Fierce is able to find a follow-up. That would have been great if it was a crush, but still has to caught up in the corner. This is still good. Just don't allow Flux to get a conversion into the side switch.
Oh,
that's what he wanted, but
unfortunate.
the follow-up.
Yeah, try to... Oh! Alright, gotta worry about the Molotov now, especially as that builds up some gray life.
Going up for
Trying
that
to push
super.
forward. Mm-hmm.
Caught him with the dash. You cannot pass. Not here. They're going 65 and a 25. It's a school zone.
Nah, cannot pass go, cannot collect 200, go straight to jail. No jail, get out of jail free card. Not yet, anyway. Just another round.
Goes in. With the throw. Millie rock up and down the block. Fierce EX +1. Takes the jab. We have to hold all this pressure. That throw range on this character is ridiculous. Caught up in the same situation. The tech this time. And the cross is fine.
Oh, big command grab at that. And this is going to be a lot of damage to follow here. Oh, in the corner of the crush the second time. One hits a stun.
Help this man.
Hey, get it done.
Command grab lands. Big boy Brutus with the turn. It goes to the command grab for the finish. Brutus on game point.
Abigail
Did he,
wins.
did he need to do that?
No, probably not. Yo, Magir, did that need to happen? I'm sure there's other things he could have did, right, Magir? I see you up in the chat. Confirm. Confirm. That's a genetic freak. 7 days a week. 7 days a week.
Should have did the V break. It shoulda, coulda, woulda, but he did what he did, and it got him another match on the board now. 2 versus Flux Waves. Somebody said it's about sending a message. Yo, and he's sending it right now. Got the stun, closing it out. Brutus sitting on match point for a chance into grand finals. If he can take this over Flux, this is a big deal.
Oh. Only message I see is open up a piece of paper. It's just a giant L. Right now, Flux, don't rewrite the ship soon. Oh, you see him jumping outside the anti-air? Oh my God, touch the sky. Look at fly with that EX. The parry on this man's wake up. You can't press, either press against the wall. You about to fall. Get that stun and done. Big boy Brutus. This is a genetic freak. 7 days a week. Needs one more sequence to kill. Next hit will. Cross up, you're dead. Brutus defeating Flux in the run back. A genetic freak.
Abigail
7
wins.
days a week, chat. Say it with me. God!
Yo, he built different. Nothing small about that boy. Nothing small about that gameplay, too. Taking it over Flux Waves. A huge W. Took it over, I would say, 2 killers in this bracket. Back to back.
You know that he is hitting the gritty right now up in his room, but it's not over yet. But let's look at what had happened, what occurred up in this match. I love the fact that once the flip got off the table, he found other answers. I feel like his jumping pressure was really good. He was outside the crouch and medium punch range. He went for more of the stand fierce preemptively to catch Flux, pressing a button, and utilized the armor very well. But more importantly, just deleting the defensive options off the table. I love seeing competitors sniff out V-shift, jump backs and things like that, catching Flux unaware, just like right there. And then you're guessing for game, guessing for life.
Yeah, and it is really a big struggle too because Abigail has so much health behind it. You have to rely on a lot of hit confirms, and Flux got a few, but just not enough to really cinch things through. And Brutus, especially, just utilizing a full damage potential, and we see him close it out time and time again. And again, big win to take it over Flux Waves.
Ridiculous win. I saw him practicing with Idom on his stream previously, and it kind of makes sense that he kind of found some answers to the poison pick. I do want to give credit to Flux. Always been a strong competitor.
Oh, absolutely.
Things like that, if not in top 8 spots on the minimum. So good stuff for him to come through. But however, Brutus sitting loser side to fight off Joe Umirogan in the winner side. Remember that Brutus has got to win twice to make it nice, and Joe only needs one to get it done. That will solidify our final match of the night. Luke versus either the Keith or the Abigail. Remember, this is actually what we commentated previously. We commentated this match in one of the Warrior events where it was Brutus who won over Joe, so it may not get done. And the fact that just because Buddy got Luke is going to be over.
You're absolutely correct. So we have to see how it's going to play out there. It could go either way. Again, I think at this point in the tournament, in the bracket, with these players, throw out the paper. Matchup knowledge? No, doesn't exist. It is about the player versus player at this skill level. It is about the mind games and getting into your opponent's head. And also reading your opponent,
Let's see who
right?
ends up dead. That's true, like a librarian. Let's see, grand finals, Joe Umirogan, Brutus of Canada East. Who's going to feast? Right now, Joe has a locked up in the corner, though. But the Flex, trying to get something off of it, whips the Fierce in the corner. What are you going to do about this?
Looking like a beast at that with the stun already. Joe Umirogan with a big, confident round start. Or sorry, first round.
I mean, it started off really great for Joe. He put him in the corner and then harassed continuously with the mediums and things like that. Didn't let anything loose and didn't let the Flex connect, so that was really good. Joe, but only gets a medium. We'll have to see an SPD maybe in that minus situation. However, Brutus is walking him down.
Absolutely. Oh, and a great punish at that uses the EX. Spin it out, but the bust out. CP, Joe Umirogan. I like this patience too. Kind of poke for poke here. Finds his activation point.
Jumping off the dash in. Wasn't ready. Steady. We'll get the throw right after Joe. We'd love to put him in the corner. Have all this real estate to play with the fireballs, the V-trigger fireballs. So many things with the buttons too as well.
Yeah, but we're also talking about plenty of options here. Brutus has full meter on deck, found his activation point, and now you gotta worry about the Sandblaster, and you gotta worry about the Big Suck. We got vacuums out here. We cleaning things up.
Ooh, the dash of SPD. One more guess. EXDP. You guessed wrong. Go down to the ground. Even things up with the EX SPD. Good awareness of the defensive options. Caught it for free. 1-1.
But that's what I'm talking about, though, right? It's about knowing what your opponent at this level of skill. So it's about being able to guess right and understand what your opponent's options are going to be, and what their mindset is going to be coming into these situations. So the read on the EXDP, beautifully done by Brutus, and beautifully done going in with a command grab here.
Activation, EXDP eats with the armor. However, Brutus is sitting on V-trigger. Now I will get it after that hit. The Thermobaric Blaster at the distance. Careful now. Joe, gotta be careful of letting that loose. Plus.
Yeah, it's almost unfortunate too because the V-trigger won. Activation doesn't matter. They confirm. I
Activation
was
ball
gonna
the
say
suck.
there.
Plus,
Oh,
the
Goes
chip,
up with-
no dip,
oh,
and that'll do
unfortunate.
it. Yeah, you gotta hold it. Once you pop V trigger, it can't be reversal.
Wins.
And it's not the reversal of that situation. I love the fact that Joe does a good job of like making his buttons a little bit more on the ambiguous side to not let the flex connect. And he doesn't really commit to the medium to have himself locked with the flex that just kind of holds in those mediums. So he's doing a good job staying outside the distance where it's hard for, this Geef player to do anything. I mean, it's hard for Geef in general to do anything at these long ranges too. So we'll see if there's going to be a
Yeah.
switch. I don't know.
Yeah, we could potentially see the Abigail there. I will highlight the fact too that when we're talking about options, right? The V trigger one for Geef does kind of negate the V trigger one for Luke as well, right? You can't utilize Sandblaster if that option's introduced to you, because that's a big opportunity for Geef to punish either activation, your zoning tool as well. So we're gonna have to see as we get into it if we stick it out with the Geef, but it looks like we're going in with the Abigail instead.
I mean, it's gonna be hard either way. Geef,
Yeah.
Abigail. Let's see what he does with this character. I mean, he is hotter on the Geef. I'm sorry, the Abigail after the match he just played with Flux. So maybe this is it's the move.
Especially because if you utilize the parry correctly, you're gonna negate some of the Sandblaster. You're gonna negate the up close pressure as well. Big punish here. Oh, but not
Wait for
enough
the
gets
DP.
thrown out. Yeah.
Wait for a reversal possibly, and that's the game. Just the back throw though. Joe Morgan putting him in the corner position once again. Oh my God, prison. This is jail, no bail. With the DP, did he get the punch that he wanted? We'll find the activation. Off the pressure, he resets the
Oh, Max
situation.
Power! Max Power out on
so
deck.
good.
We gotta also worry about the full meter that Joe Morogan has. He could potentially go in for the chip. Uh-oh.
What a medium punch, whip punish from downtown. That's a nasty button, but he failed the follow-up. Damn.
Yo, there's a reason why they call that V-Trigger 1 Max Power. Because there's a lot of power to be packed behind it.
Right.
Oh, sorry, it's
Corner
V-Trigger
position,
2. Hybrid card.
Yo, the V skill parry just to catch the jump back. Well timed. Made him leave.
All right, activation time here. Now, Abigail definitely gonna have to have a far fight to contest against the Sandblaster, but doesn't even bat an eye, keeping Joe Morogan in the corner here. But for how long?
There's the overhead. Now allowing Joe to get the last of that V-trigger off, but the medium comes through in the clutch. He's been stopping this dude from dashing in to get his win
Abigail
continuously.
wins.
And I like the buffers you see. That standing medium punch, clipping a medium kick, a Luke. Yes, Luke's buttons are fantastic, but we have seen him being whip punished. We've seen him getting clipped preemptively.
Yes.
Don't act like it's free when you pick up this character.
Nah. Ain't nothing free when you got Brutus on the scene to face off against Joe Morogan. Now, coming back into character select here, I don't know if we're going to need...
So we'll see what's going to happen between the two. I think that they're figuring out some technical difficulties, but I do like the switch, though. Go back to the match. I do like the switch overall with Abigail because he's warmed up with his character. We see a lot of the fierces come through against the fireballs every so often. When he's able to land the medium punch in the conversions is fantastic. I think the V-trigger also helps him out because like V-trigger 1 of Geef is like, I'm waiting for a fireball. If that doesn't come, then whatever. And the fireballs are kind of fast. If you have V-trigger with the side of Abigail, it's like if I hit you, it's going to hurt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think you get a little bit more range from Abigail, too, so you get a lot more to play with compared to Zangief. Zangief, he does okay, right? But I think Abigail has all the tools that Zangief has and can just do it a little bit better. Zangief can certainly keep you locked down, but he's got to get the knockdown first. Abigail, you don't have to rely on that as much. Just waggle his little fist, they're like... Yeah.
The fly swatter?
Yeah, I love it. It's like one of my favorite moves in the game. It's so goofy.
Walks in with the jab, immediately gets the target combo with the Oki. His corner pressure been hot and heavy. But there's the parry. Oh, catches the walk back into the EX Abigail punch again, finding the right range to be able to hit that EX confirm. But here's Joe with the activation and the flow.
Yep, but talk about activation time here for Brutus this time around. Gonna get, ooh, there's the guard break at that as well. Big damage to follow. Oh, not
too
a
far
second
out.
time.
That was too far out.
Unfortunate. Uh-oh. Oh, beautiful answer to that. That's the textbook answer to that charge. Just jump over it. You gotta time it well, but it's a great answer.
Of course. Very, very good.
And it worked out in his
Joe
favor.
Umiroga is aware. Buffer the medium into the Abigail punch. And Brutus will love the battery right here. And sling out some of these normals to build up that EX bar. You're going to take some of these situations with the EX in terms of like the armor be great, or especially when he gets that V bar all built up. Or Fierce trying to find an opening. No, door's closed.
Takes the life lead at that as well, but here's the activation time and plenty of damage that follows. Joe Marogan going in with the throw, pushes Brutus into the corner and utilizes that V trigger to kind of maintain that distance, but Abigail's a big boy. It don't take many steps for him to close the gap.
Just close the gap like that with a double dash. Medium sweep. Good for the super. Yes, sir. This is going to hurt. How's the weather up there? Is it cloudy? One more touch. Dash up. We got goes for the meaty. Into the command grab. Into the command grab.
He used the charge to dash into the command grab.
Big boy meat right here, bruh.
Bro, he ain't moving like he big though. He moving like he nimble. But talk about nimble. Joe Marogan using that Luke's agility and speed. Ooh, great anti-air. Keep him in the corner.
I like these DPs coming through for instant flip. Yeah, gotta stop it. We saw that with the Flux match. And I see it here too as well. EPS interruption. That should be stun is done. Joe going up too. That means it's going to be on game tournament point. Lands conversion this combo.
And there's a lot on the line at that. If Joe Marogan can take it, he secures his spot to compete at Capcom Cup. But there have been bigger hills to climb. As Brutus, still one up on the board, could still take it, but he needs to get the run back. He needs to get the reset.
He does. Number twice to do it nice. Win one set, dragging down the losers. Let's see what even happens. Joe on game tournament point did a fantastic job until he got with that face-to-face in his place. That crouch Fierce, deleting that fireball off the table. Catching Joe coming in.
Throwing out the fishnet. Hook, line, and sinker here for Joe Marogan. Putting damage on the board, gets the throw. We're just stuck in the corner now. We've seen this happen before. He's got to maintain his defense.
So hard too. Only having 4 frames to your name, no reversal. You're holding a lot of the sword pressure, but catches the walk back like that. Saw him backdash. Got in with the light. Retro crash. Waited too long. Unfortunate as Joe answers back and puts him right back to square one to try to get it done.
Oh!
We have 2 for out. Punish.
Oh, didn't even need the guard right here. Got. Oh, no! Unfortunate. Unfortunate for
Target
Brutus
combo.
there. Oh. Yeah, just a little bit too soon. It puts Joe Marogan here at tournament point.
A lot of bar to utilize too as well. Each fireball can definitely help out. Wolfie wants those extensions if he gets in them. Abigail punch, gets some distance with it. Brutus would love to develop some bar, maybe put himself in a super situation for the Oki, but we'll have to see.
The slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. There's the critical art. This is gonna be a lot of damage on deck and put Brutus at a huge life lead here. Right there's a dash up.
Stocks up. Man, this next sequence is gonna hurt.
Ooh.
Shit. Some distance with it. Air to air, right? Air to air jab. Hello? Not gonna go for the DP. The flip though, over the fireball.
Ooh. Right, the bust out with the DP, but hits it with the low. Brutus stands to live another day. Going for the show.
Still.
But can
Joe,
he show up
one
and
step
show
forward
out?
for Brutus. Ooh, right. See what's all about though. Joe sitting on set point. pushing to the corner. There's bar built up at the bottom. Get that stun. You're close to done. Goes in for the EX with the armor, cutting through. Utilizing that fist, the face. Gonna get the crouch fierce, the back throw. Oh, let's back it up safe and solid right here. Get your harassing. He's gonna get that stun almost.
Oh!
I thought he could get that stun, but wasn't able to get it done.
Oh, but can he close it out? There
Nowhere to
goes
run.
with the activation now.
Get
Oh!
the target combo, and that'll do it. Joe Umirogen is gonna qualify for a Capcom Cup through Canada East Finals. Congratulations to Joe Umirogen.
A huge congratulations to Joe Umarogan as he qualifies, like St. Cola said, for Capcom Cup. That's a big deal. And he had to face off against a big opponent, which was Brutus. A big thank you to Brutus for showing up and showing out. You are built